A perfect night for tonight's Elite League Speedway. Two giants of the top flight of Great Britain Speedway go head-to-head. The reigning Elite League champions are back at home. Brady Kurtz, talented young Australian, down at reserve for the home side. Plenty of strength there. Big winter signing Hans Andersen back in Wimborne Road. And Chris Holder, the 2012 world champion in town. And what about Slovenian Grand Prix superstar Mati Zegard for the visitors? Big night it is then here at Wimborne Road. It's the Poole Pirates, the reigning Elite League champions, up against the Belle Vue Aces in a repeat of last year's grand final. Great crowd here. The sun has brought the fans out and the grandstand is almost full here. It promises to be a terrific atmosphere, as always, here at Wimborne Road. Hi there, welcome along. Kelvin Tatum alongside me. All the pre-match or pre-season hype was about how strong Poole were and that they could possibly go through the card unbeaten. But it's not quite proved to be the case so far, Kelv.
No, it hasn't. They found it harder than they would have expected, I think. They haven't managed to win on the road yet. That bubble burst when they got beaten by Lakeside. And subsequently, they have had their problems away from home. But here at Wimborne Road, they've been very strong indeed. And they've raced 8 times. This is their 9th match tonight. But this is a cracking meeting in prospect. Belle Vue, of course, made the grand final. And it really was action-packed. So I'm expecting a really good night.
Belle Vue have only ridden at home once at the National Speedway Stadium. They were beaten by...
So I'm expecting a really good night.
Belle Vue have only ridden at home once at the National Speedway Stadium. They were beaten by Swindon. They're playing catch-up, so they could do with getting something from this meeting tonight.
Yeah, they've had a messy start, haven't they? They've had problems with the stadium, and then when they did ride at home, Swindon beat them, and that was not the ideal way to start your home, in a new home, rather. So, yeah, they need points on the road. They will be very highly motivated. They like coming here. They're not frightened of coming to Wimborne.
Quite right, too. Let's take a look at the Pirates lineup now. Andersen is the skipper and the #1 rider tonight for the Poole Pirates. Bjarne Pedersen, back with the club, is the second all-time highest point scorer for the Pirates. He goes at #2 tonight. Kyle Newman, who has been at reserve, he rides at #3, back after injury. Chris Holder, 2012 world champion, what a rider, who has been at reserve, he rides at #3, back after injury. Chris Holder, 2012 world champion, what a rider to have it in the #4 position for Poole tonight. Eunice Kilmacorpi is a guest for Krzysztof Peszkowski. He goes at #5, and the 2 riders at reserve, powerhouse reserve duo, Brady Kurtz and World Under-21.
Has been an exceptional form. He really has been piling the points in, and Hans Andersen on a 2-year contract here has really been a revelation, and I expect his good form to continue here this evening.
Yeah, Poole dominant at home. Can the Aces put one over them here at Wimborne Road tonight? Let's take a look at the Belle Vue side. This is how Belle Vue line up then. The skipper of the side is the 7 times British champion Scott Nichols, who also had a spell here as a Poole rider in the very early days of his career. Mati Zegard, Slovenian Grand Prix is at #1. Max Frick, talented young Australian. Watch out for him, he goes at 2. And Richie Waddle is at #4. Craig Cook goes at #5. He's strongly fancied for the British final at Belle Vue on June the 13th. Live on Sky Sports. And Joe Jacobs and Steve Worrell are the 2 riders at reserve. Kelvin, your Belle Vue man to watch.
Well, our man to watch for Belle Vue Aces this evening is Craig Cook. He was absolutely red hot at the end of last season, and particularly in the grand final. He top scored and beat world-class riders throughout that evening, and he broke a lot of track records last year. He really did have a super season. Cook hasn't quite hit those heights so far this year, but if he does, he'll be their team manager. Did a fine job for the side last year, and I do think he's instilled a level of confidence and belief that wasn't there in previous seasons, and you're right, they'll come here and they'll give it a really good go.
Yep, both sides getting ready for action here. There's a big crowd here at Wimborne Road as well, and now for our team, Chris Louis is down taking a look at the track conditions, but building up to the meeting for us down in the pits area. Here's Sophie.
Yes, I am. Thanks very much. I'll grab Chris first. Chris, it's been 2 weeks, just over, since you guys have had a home meeting here, but you have had 4 wins on the trot, so you must be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, we're off year, so yeah, we're looking to get off to a good start and get a few points on the board and see what we can do.
It's the first time you've actually met them since then as well, isn't it, coming here?
Yeah, we've had a couple of rain-offs in between, but yeah, it's a bit of a return match, so it'll be a good one.
Isn't it, coming here?
Yeah, we've had a couple of rain-offs in between, but yeah, it's a bit of a return match, so it'll be a good one, and I'm sure it'll be a pretty good meeting.
Well, you're missing Christoph tonight, but you have got Jonas in. He's not a bad guest for you.
Yeah, Jonas was only here a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the last meeting, and he did pretty well. So, you know, we miss Buchkowski a little bit, but yeah, Jonas is having a really good season and seems to be on it. So I think it won't hurt us.
And Bjarne Pedersen as well, making his home debut for you since he joined the team. Second highest point scorer for Poole. That's pretty good as well, isn't it, going into tonight?
For sure, I think he's a little bit nervous, but yeah, but yeah, it's good to have him back in the team. He's been going pretty well everywhere, and we haven't really had so many meetings in England so far. But yeah, he's going all right.
Feeling the pressure a little.
I think he is.
Best of luck.
Right,
thanks a lot, Chris. Right, Craig, I'll talk to you now. It's been a difficult start for Belle Vue, hasn't it? So far, you've only had 5 meetings, but you have had 2 away wins, and you know that this is a track that you can score well on.
Absolutely, you know, it's prepared. It's pretty similar to how it was last year as well. So all the boys going pretty much with the same setup as last season that we had. Although the weather's a little bit warmer than it was last season, so maybe a slight little bit of difference. But yeah, we're all pretty confident that we can get dialed in pretty quick tonight.
And you need to get those points away from home, don't you? Because you don't have a home track advantage as yet, so they're really vital for you.
Yeah, I mean, we started off the season well with the away wins there at Leicester and Kings Lynn, so hopefully we can chip away with a few points tonight. But, you know, solid team they've got here, so we're up against it, but the track's looks like it's all on a level playing field for us tonight, so hopefully...
Much. Over to Chris on the track.
Thanks, Sophie. Yeah, I'm standing down on the start line, which is very evenly prepared. It looks pretty good. Track conditions in general, pretty standard fare for Wimborne Road. It's pretty slick in general, but a lot of grip up by the fence, which is normal stuff here at Wimborne Road. And you know, you've got to be brave to ride up to it. But Belle Vue come packed full of riders that love to ride around the fence. In particular, Scott Nichols, Matty Zagar, Craig Cook loves to chase the dirt. He's pretty brave as well. So Belle Vue come with a team that really do look like they can take the meeting to Poole. I think it's going to go right down to the wire.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, here we see Matty Zagar in the opening race of the night in front of a packed grandstand here at Wimborne Road, which is always good to see. A beautiful day all day here. There was a bit of rain forecast this afternoon, but thankfully it didn't arrive here in Poole, and the crowd have turned out in force here. I know there's a lot of Belle Vue fans at the stadium tonight, the National Speedway Stadium in the Peter Craven Suite, and they're going to enjoy themselves, I'm sure. So the riders will be obviously keeping a close eye on that situation. Tinted goggles, the order of the day. Maybe sunglasses underneath the goggles, you never know. Here we go, first race of the night. Max Frick off the inside in yellow and black, talented young Australian. Bjarne Pedersen, back at the club, he's a legend here. Yep. This is his first home meeting back. Gate 2 in white is Matty Zagar and Hans Andersen. He's going off the outside in red.
Yeah, a big opening race, top on the start line. Bjarne Pedersen, who hasn't been part of the Poole Pirates for the last 5 years, but he is a club legend, and no surprise at all that he's got a few butterflies in his tummy right now. He'll be keen to get off to a good start. But so will Max Frick on the inside. He's a tidy rider and a rider with a big future, and that's the man there with the tinted lens in, because the sun is in their faces as they enter the first corner. That can present some problems early on. Let's hope it doesn't lead to a delay, but yeah, riders just settling down. And Matty Zagar, a quick word about him in gate 3 in the white helmet colour. Slovenian made the rostrum in Warsaw after a disappointing home Grand Prix and the opening round of the World Championship, so Zagar is in fine form.
Yeah, good lineup to get us underway here. It's the Poole Pirates in the red and blue helmet colours against the Belle Vue Aces, and it's live here at Wimborne Road. And going into that first turn, it's a superstar for the Matty Yellow Black. Max Frick has made a lovely start there. Charging hard underneath is Matty Zagar, but watch out for Andersen in red now. Hans Andersen is going to try the outside run in turns 3 and 4. Bjarne Pedersen is Matty Zagar is at the back, but Hans Andersen is now all over Max Frick. And there's a real race on here. There's a real race on here in the early stages of Heat 1.
Smashing start from Frick from the inside, really did hug the inside line on the opening lap. He's smart, really smart education there big time, because on the first lap there was no question that Hans Andersen had the run, had the momentum, and very nearly got the better of the Australian. Second time around he moved out. Bjarne Pedersen coming under a lot of pressure from the Slovenian Zagar, trying the outside run, but out in front, all credit to Frick. He looks like he's got the win in the bag.
Yeah, Zagar's going wide at the back to try and pinch a point from Hans Andersen second, Bjarne Pedersen third. It's a share of the spoils, and Belle Vue will be happy with that in the opening race of the night. And what a gate from Max Frick. Looks superb. This boy has got talent, no doubt.
He has, and it was a superstar from him in a big heat number one. And Frick picks up the 3 points in fine style.
Yep, Frick, former Edinburgh Monarchs man, with Hans Andersen in second place, Bjarne Pedersen third. No doubt his nerves have been calmed after getting on the scoreboard with his opening rider, Matti Zagar, trailing at the back, which doesn't happen too often from the Belle Vue number one.
Tapes up and they go charging towards the first corner, and it's all about the Australian with his front wheel well over the inside, perfectly legal, makes that first corner here. Zagar trapped right down on the inside, has to come out of the throttle and has to give best to the opposition. The Slovenian really did have to work overtime, but he fails to score. But again, the young Australian round that inside line, comes under pressure from Hans Andersen on the opening lap, who runs very wide on the ripped up surface right out towards the outside. Here you see it, bike beginning to hook up, but Frick out in front was very impressive, and he'll be chuffed to bits to get the 3 points. Good opening ride.
3 apiece after one race.
Nigel, fantastic start for Belle Vue and for yourself.
Yeah, it was good trying to make a good start. The key, I guess, in heat one, it's always normally pretty tight, and being a Poole, you never really know where to go in the first heat. So
a great way to set the precedent for how you want the evening to go as well.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep making starts and scoring a few points and run Poole pretty close, and if not, get a win.
You're on a bit of a roll at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, but not going too bad, so just trying to keep that up.
Thanks very much. Over to Chris.
Thanks, Sophie. Yeah, just down here on the track, and just behind me you can see the sun, which as they come through the middle of turn one into turn two, it just you turn the corner and literally you just get blinded. Even with tinted lenses, it does make life very difficult. So I can understand the problem the riders are having. Hopefully they're going to be able to ride through it, but it's going to get worse before it gets better as the sun comes down a little bit further. So we'll have to see how that goes. But track conditions for the first race, pretty much standard. I was quite surprised how they were actually moving out. Max Frick decided he had to moving out, as early as lap 3 on the first race. So that's surprising, but no, conditions are pretty slick. Impressive first ride from Max Frick, though.
Heat number 2 coming up. This man in blue is Adam Ellis, one of the talented crop of young British riders who has qualified for the World Under-21 final, which is over 3 rounds, and that actually starts on June the 18th at King's Lynn. That's round 1, or leg 1 of the FIM World Under-21 Championship. So good luck to Adam Ellis and to Josh Bates, the other British. boy. Brady Kurtz off the inside in red here for Poole. Joe Jacobs goes off gate 2 in white for Belle Vue. Adam Ellis gate 3 in blue for the Pirates, and Stevie Worrell, he can go well round here. He's off the outside in yellow and black.
And Steve Worrell rode very well when we saw him live on Sky Sports at Lakeside. He picked up a whole hatful of points there and rode brilliantly for the Aces that night. They'll be hoping for something similar here. I've got to say, though, that the Belle Vue pair are up against it. I do think this is where the Poole Pirates have an advantage, with Brady Kurtz, the Australian champion, on the inside, and Adam Ellis, who's been and was absolutely on fire. Big points, fast race times, and the man that was born in France and has come across to ply his trade here. Adam has been in terrific form so far this year.
One of a number of riders who started his professional career with the Isle of Wight.
Yep.
Good to see Speedway back on the island this year as well. It's number 2. 3 apiece after the opening race of the night. Poole off gates 1 and 3. Take tries. Who's going to hit that first turn? It's a good one from Jacobs in white, but now nipping up the inside. Who's going to hit that first turn? It's a good one from Jacobs in white, but now nipping up the inside in red is Brady Kurtz, and through comes Adam Ellis as well, and the Poole Pirates run a 5-1. Jacobs made a good start but was squeezed out. Steve Worrell is third, but he's going to try and hunt down Adam Ellis here. But Brady Kurtz, talented young rider, has the lead. Second place in blue. Adam Ellis third in yellow and black. Stevie Worrell and Poole on a 5-1.
They are indeed, but it wasn't clear-cut until they got out of the first corner when Adam Ellis then made a smart move and followed his teammate down the back straight. Brady Kurtz, I'm going to say young Jacobs made a good start from gate 2 initially, but Kurtz was able to stamp his authority and he's beginning to really press on out in front with Adam Ellis. This is what I expected in truth. Heat number 2 was going to go the way of the Pirates.
Here for the Poole Pirates, the man in red, Brady Kurtz, who has moved full-time into the Elite League this year after being with Somerset Rebels. And my goodness, he's making a success of it here. Brady Kurtz, widely regarded as a Grand Prix rider in the next 3 to 4 years, potentially, maybe even less. And Adam Ellis in blue as well. So first blood in heat number 2 goes the Pirates' way.
No surprise, really. On paper, they were stronger, and so it proved in reality. And that youngster, who has a huge future, I like the way he rides the bike. It's a classy style. He rode very nicely out in front. A few little waves going into turn 3, but no problem for Kurtz.
Yep, Brady Kurtz the winner, waves and all. Poole Harbour, Poole Key. Adam Ellis was second and Stevie Worrell was third. It's a 5-1. What do you say, Kelv? Joe Jacobs made a good start in white.
Yeah, gate 2, he made them work a little bit harder than they possibly expected here, but he runs wide there, and Adam Ellis is aware of it. He chops back to the inside and then gets the better of Worrell as they go down the back straight. And from that moment on, the Pirates duo were in complete command. You see it there, it's tight. Jacobs made a really good fist of it, but just couldn't hold the line and ran wide, and that allowed Kurtz. And from that moment on, they are pretty dominant. And the young Australian out in front with...
First blood to the Pirates then. Let's get some reaction with Sophie.
Thanks very much, Brady. You're looking like you're pretty comfortable on the track out here now. Your first year in top flight. Seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, so far so good. It's always good to get off to a heat win, and didn't make the best of starts, but managed to squeeze in, and yeah, we're off to a good start, so hopefully we can keep it going.
Great team riding as well with you and Adam there.
Yeah, me and Adam always get on really good, so we enjoy riding with each other, and yeah, hopefully we can get a couple more 5-1s.
All right, keep up the good work. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Heat number 3 coming up. Here is Craig Cook in the yellow and black, as he would have expected it to, a lack of opportunities, and has now signed for Peterborough Panthers in the Premier League to do some more meetings at that level as well, Kel.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what he needed, you know, with the continent and the Polish League not working out, and with the issues with the new stadium at Belle Vue, he really was sitting around doing very little. And it's good news for him that he's now picked up the extra meetings with the Panthers. And it's good news for him that he's now picked up the extra meetings with the Panthers. That wasn't a straightforward move. They actually had to move their race night to allow him to actually sign for the club. But Cook, on a more positive note, was brilliant here last year. I can't overstate that. I can remember heat 13, he beat 3 in the grand final second leg. He beat 3 Grand Prix riders and blew them away. And if he can replicate that sort of form tonight, then Belle Vue will be a real tough customer for the Pirates here this evening.
I have to say, this is an opportunity, 1 and 3, to potentially bounce back here with Kyle Newman and Eunice Kilmacorpy, the Poole riders here. Newman, who has been a fast-track reserve for a couple of years or so, and Kilmacorpy, who's in for Boszkowski tonight. So it's Cook off the inside in yellow and black for Belle Vue. Kilmacorpy off gate number 2 in blue, a former world long-track champion. Scott Nichols goes off gate 3 in white for the Aces. Yep. And off the outside is Kyle Newman in the red helmet for Poole.
Well, while Cook's been inactive, the other 3 riders have certainly been very active. They've been riding in Poland yesterday, all flying back in this morning, dashing back to the airport to compete in Sweden tomorrow. So busy times for Speedway boys right now. Settling down, 8-4 to Poole. It's looking good, but they could, as you rightly say, Nigel, bounce back here.
Yeah, real chance for Belle Vue, you feel, to hit back here. Jim Lawrence with his finger on the button, the green light is on. Now, can Cook get there into the first turn? What a start that is from Kilmacorpy. Newman's gone wide to 3 all as it stands, but coming around the outside in white now and taking his hand off the gas is Scott Nichols, who really is going to try and pressurise Kilmacorpy here. 4 of them here. Kilmacorpy back from the wall.
Oh, super stuff. Nichols looked to his left and Kilmacorpy went round him. Now Nichols switches to the outside, does him again. Speedway there. The 7-time British champion just left the door open. Kilmacorpy got back there once again. Kilmacorpy up the inside. Now comes Cook. What a Speedway race.
What a move from Craig Cook. What a move from Scott Nichols. Belle Vue are up for this one, all right. Eunice done it the hard way here against Eunice Kilmacorpy. We said it was an opportunity for Belle Vue to bounce back, and what a performance!
Whoa.
A huge 5-1 for the Aces.
Fabulous speedway there. It was action-packed. It was nip and tuck. Kilmacorpy initially, then Nichols, and then Nichols kind of handed it back to him, looking the wrong way. Cook then came through. Wow, that really was special stuff and an indication of what we're going to be in for this evening. Proper speedway there. Yeah, so do I.
Hope so.
Yeah, hope
that was brilliant. Yeah, Scott Nichols, the winner, with Craig Cook second. Eunice Kilmacorpy, who did go back and get the better of Nichols again once it'd been passed. But then Nichols came back for more, and then Cook got in on the act as well. It was great to watch. Good speedway. And that's a 5-1 at Belle Vue, and they level it at 9 points each.
Well, this is super stuff. Initially, Kilmacorpy makes a smashing start from gate 2, hugs that inside line, and Cook's right up behind him with Nichols up the outside, pushing Newman very hard indeed. That's a sneaky look there. Kilmacorpy, once he's hit the front, just didn't quite generate the speed that we were expecting. But here comes Nichols initially up the inside, and then Kilmacorpy running wide. A little bit of extra grip, then steams down the outside. It just leaves him room there, and Kilmacorpy is able to slip round him once again. But here comes Nichols. That's terrific stuff from the British rider, the captain of the Aces. Then comes Cook. Cook, who really took a couple of laps to get going. He squeezes around the outside with Kilmacorpy as well. And they pick up a terrific fine one. Watch it again here. Cook in the dirt, slipping around the outside of Kilmacorpy. Very tight there, but brave speedway.
And both Belle Vue riders give some reaction now to Chris Louis.
Yeah, reaction, some race. Scott, I mean, those first 2 laps, you really didn't know what was going on. You made the move, you're looking for your team partner, and then Jonas goes around the outside of you again.
It got me again. You have to tell me what happened. I lost track. It's, yeah, just really good to kind of hit back with the result there. I don't know, Cookie, I found the sun a little bit of a problem coming into this turn, so it was a bit tricky to pick a line, so hopefully that will calm itself down, but we got the result, that's the main thing. Great stuff. Craig, you were pretty much watching that race for the first couple of laps. It must have been difficult to know which way to go.
Same as Scott. I can't even remember what happened. It all happened so quickly. It was so furious. Yeah, it was just all going on there. So luckily we got the 5-1. So hopefully I can inspire the boys and we can pick it on from there.
Track's developing quite quick. I mean, it's generally slick, but there is a dirt line now, enough on the outside.
Yeah, it's starting to build up. It's just a little bit wet. So, but obviously, you know, the sun's out. So hopefully that will settle down and we'll get some good racing.
Great stuff. Well done, guys. Thank you.
Well, we already have got some good racing, actually. In fact, Scott, the race you just competed in, that was thoroughly entertaining.
It sounds like they'll have to watch it back when they get home because they can't remember what happened in that race.
No, short memories, Speedway boys have got, short memories. But it was one of those races, it was just instinctive moves at the right time, and very good. Adam Ellis just having a few last-minute adjustments with the rear chain. Adam has been a terrific signing for him. He's on loan here from Lakeside, and he has hit the ground running. He seems to have really fallen in love with this place because he's been piling the points on.
Well, it's a real bonus for Poole with the way the gradings went for the down at reserve.
Yeah.
But they were able to pick Adam Ellis as their second pick of reserve after going for Newman first, and then Adam Ellis was available to them as their Tier 2 reserve, if you like, and that was a real bonus for Poole that they were able to do that.
And when he got promoted into the top 5, he went to #1 in the averages, and that's how well he was going. But
style very similar to Chris Holder, would you agree, Kel?
To a degree, yeah. He sits in the bike, and he's a slightly taller lad than Chris Holder, but irrespective of the start, he's made a big step forward this year, and that's good to see.
Yep, Ellis going off the outside in blue with Stevie Worrell going off gate 2 in yellow of Belle Vue. Chris Holder, gate 3 in red, the 2012 world champion. Richie Worrell going off the outside. The Worrell twins off gates 2 and 4 for Belle Vue here, looking to do the business, but with Ellis and Holder there for Poole, it's a tough call, this heat number 4.
Indeed it is, and on paper you would fancy the Pirates here, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yep, heat number 4 it is. 9 apiece, nothing in it between 2 super sides, and Belle Vue have made a good start here with a man in yellow and black, Steve Worrell, the reserve, who's had the experience of one ride on this track already, and Worrell is well clear. Stevie Worrell well clear here. Now Richie in white is going to try and go high and round the outside of Adam Ellis. But I'll tell you what, this is very impressive from Worrell, and Adam Ellis has packed up.
Brilliant stuff there from Steve Worrell. I've got to say that was a lightning start he made, and he's hit the front, and Chris Holder's having to work very hard to try and stay in touch with him. Unfortunately for Adam Ellis, is packed up, and that gives the point to Richie Worrell, and of course now with the 5-1 previously to the Belle Vue Aces, are now looking like they could pick up a 4-2 and actually go to the front here this evening. This is quite a turn up, and Steve Worrell is riding a nice race here.
Yep, smashing rider Stevie Worrell. He has the lead here over the 2012 World Champion Chris Holder. Third place is Richie Worrell with Ellis pulling up with bike problems, but what a ride that was indeed from Steve Worrell from start to finish, and Belle Vue take the lead for the first time in the meeting. Belle Vue have the lead after 4 heats here. It's been hard fought. They conceded a 5-1 in Heat 2, but then a 5-1 of their own in the next, and a 4-2 that they've just bagged there means that Belle Vue are in front after 4 heats here at Poole.
Very good, and Steve Worrell, who's renowned for his starting, comes up with a textbook start there and hit the front and maintained a solid lead throughout. Super ride from Stevie Worrell.
Steve Worrell, the race winner then, with Chris Holder in second, and Richie Worrell was in third place there, with Adam Ellis packing up with bike problems.
Yeah, Holder there just lifting too much, and that allowed Worrell to make a great start from gate 2. Adam Ellis doesn't get away and then suffers bike problems, and that allows Richie Worrell to come through into third place. But Steve Worrell out in front is quite comfortable. Adam Ellis is just having some sort of problem there with running out of steam, but 2 heat advantages on 2 consecutive races. Good news for the Aces.
Yep, and the fans certainly enjoying it here at Wimborne Road. Superb start to the meeting, and if this is a sign of things to come, then we are in for a treat over the next 11 races. Let's hope so.
We are, and it's nip and tuck, and the Aces coming here mean business. The last 2 races have been an indication of that, particularly the 5-1. So I think we're going to be in for a bit of a thriller. Yeah, we had a super night 2 weeks ago at Coventry live on Sky Sports, and let's hope that tonight is going to prove to be absolutely similar. We've got 11 races to go. Crowd are enjoying it. The sun's shining as well, and Belle Vue are ahead at the reigning champions. Join us for heat number 5 next. Well, what a start we've had to tonight's live Elite League Speedway action at the home of the reigning champions, the Poole Pirates, as the Belle Vue Aces with a 5-1 in heat number 3, courtesy of the man you can see, Scott Nichols, in the white helmet colour, teaming up with Craig Cook with a spectacular 5-1, and then a 4-2 in heat number 4 gives the visitors the early advantage here after 4 heats. Poole Pirates 11, Belle Vue Aces 13. Heat 5 coming up here then, and the Poole Pirates looking to bounce back, but Max Frick is in white here, and he won the opening race of the night against Hans Andersen and Bjarne Pedersen, and Bjarne Pedersen is out again here, but this is Max Frick in the white helmet, talented young rider. He's up against Bjarne Pedersen and Brady Kurtz, and Joe Jacobs for Belle Vue, and the Aces will be absolutely delighted with this so far, Kelvin. They will be, and you know, the last couple of races they've sort of got some momentum going. The big 5-1 there with Nichols and Cook was a terrific moment for them, and then backed up with a 4-2 in the next heat. So yeah, that's put their noses in front, but I've got to say it's not going to be easy. Pedersen on the inside with Kurtz in gate 3. It's far from easy in heat number 5. Yep, Bjarne Pedersen off the inside in red, had rode here for a long time after switching from the Newcastle Diamonds, where he started his career. Had a testimonial here, but then went on to ride for a number of other clubs. Max Frick goes off gate 2 in white. Very impressive winner first timer. Be a little bit of rivalry between Max Frick and Brady Kurtz off gate 3 in blue. Yeah, the 2 young Australian boys. And Joe Jacobs going off the outside in yellow and black for Belle Vue here. So 1 and 3 for Poole. We see Stevie Worrell and Scott Nichols, or is that Richie Worrell and Scott Nichols? I can never tell. I'd have to look at the number on the back. Not sure. The twins, very difficult to split them, but it's a Worrell nonetheless. Yes. A fabulous night at Speedway. We're enjoying. The sun's out. That always makes a big plus for everybody concerned. Settling down for heat number 5 then. Yep, heat 5 should be another classic here. Bjarne Pedersen has made a beauty off the inside gate, dropped the clutch superbly, and now there's going to be Joe Jacobs going to the fence. First turn incident, what will the referee call here? Do you know what, that was tough. Yeah. That was tough from Kurtz. Well,
Jacobs is down.
I've got to watch that again, but Kurtz was pushing him pretty hard. Bjarne Pedersen made a great reaction. He was away, sharpish. And
got a flyer, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Frick was, watch it, yeah, he anticipates that a little bit, you know.
Could the referee have put the red light on there straight away?
Possibly. I want to watch this now here.
He's gone square there.
Yeah, Kurtz is going to go. Kurtz is going to go because he leaves young Jacobs with no way he's going to stay on. So I suggest that Jim Lawrence is going to exclude that man in the blue helmet colour.
He may go all four, Kelv.
No, I don't think he will. I think here now, he keeps coming at him.
Yes, he is excluded. You are quite right.
Yeah, he just straightens up and leaves him with nowhere to go.
So Brady Kurtz is excluded from the restart of heat number 5. So we will have only 3 riders.
Not going the way for the Pirates, is it? It's all of a sudden with Belle Vue on a bit of a roll in the last 2 races. Now an exclusion in the first corner, possibly feeling the pressure.
Few boos around the stadium at the decision. I think if they saw the replay, I think
they're never going to like it when one
yeah.
of their riders excluded. But he just straightens there, and that's the damage done. And
yeah. Well, let's take a look at the start again, Kel.
Well, he definitely clutches it, and there's no question that he is very keen and very sharp. Yeah, he moves first, doesn't he? But he did move just fractionally early, but he got away with that. So, yes, the red lights could have come on then, but they didn't, so he got away with that. But unfortunately, Brady Kurtz didn't get away with the latter.
And now there's pressure on Bjarne Pedersen from a Poole point of view, because he's the only Poole rider in this race.
Well, Bjarne Pedersen had a hugely successful time here for 10 years, winning leagues. 5 years away from the club, now re-signed, replacing Davey Watt, the captain, who is hugely popular here. So, without question, he will feel the pressure of that. So, yeah, now he's the sole pirate in this race. Gate 1, he will need to get away sharpish and pick up 3 points, because Belle Vue are here and they mean business.
Yes, and they could quite feasibly get a race advantage here again to extend their lead if Pedersen can't get there ahead of Max Frick. Yeah, so Neil Middleditch is the Poole team manager. It's not very often we interview him when he's a couple of points down at home, Chris Louis.
No, this is almost a first for me, I think, interviewing Neil at home when he's behind. But you watched every angle of that crash, had a long chat with the referee. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not really happy with it. I think, you know, Chris, because it's first corner. I mean, yeah, Brady did pick up a bit and maybe did impede Joe a bit, but, you know, even so, I think he made a meal of it.
We've heard that Bjarne's a little nervous making his home debut again. This puts the pressure on him now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, he obviously wants to do well at home. I mean, he knows his way around here. He's been here for many, many years and, you know, made a good start in that one. Hope he can do it again.
Great stuff. Thanks, Neil.
Cheers, Chris.
Yeah, plenty of pressure then on Bjarne Pedersen, who has got World Cup and Grand Prix experience under his belt as well.
Yeah,
has been round the block.
He has. He's got a great CV, in actual fact. He's won a Grand Prix. He's been a Grand Prix rider. He's won the World Cup with Denmark, and he's won league titles here with the Poole Pirates. Went through a little bit of a lean spell with Birmingham and Leicester, but Eastbourne, he did a good job for them, and now he's back with the Poole Pirates. And an opportunity to really actually re-establish himself in British Speedway. He left Leicester last year and under a bit of a cloud, I would say. So coming to the champions, an ideal opportunity.
Yeah, and a place where he knows so well anyway. The situation with Joe Jacobs, we've just seen him there in our camera shot. He is still badly winded. Mark Lemon, the Belle Vue team manager, is alongside him with the paramedics. But he is, we're told, he is going to go in the rerun.
Well, they won't rush him to his feet, Nige, for 2 reasons. Firstly, to make sure he's OK, and secondly, to give the mechanics a bit more time to get the bike sorted out. So, you know, it's a 2-way street. Good to see him up. But Mark Lemon there on the left has done sterling work for the Aces. He's been a real success story, coming in last year, doing a good job.
Well, let's hear now from Brady Kurtz, and what's his reaction to the exclusion? He's with Sophie.
I shall find out for you now. Brady, you're not looking too happy in the pits now.
Yeah, well, you know, we all go into the corner together, and it's a race, and I'm not here to let everyone walk all over me in front of me. And yeah, he happened to come down, and yeah, not much I can do about it now.
I guess you haven't had a chance to see the actual replay yet of how it looked from the perspective to the referee, because it looked like it was quite hard going into that corner then.
Yeah, for sure. I think there was still so much room for him to fit around. We weren't even at the edge of the rip bit yet, and yeah, I'm not sure what I can do.
Well, personally, you've been having a good year, stepping up as we were talking about earlier, but obviously slight disappointment at the weekend because you went out of the Under-21 World Championship final, which you wanted to go into. Did you feel surprised that it went that way? Because I think you were quite confident going in.
Yeah, for sure. I think if it had been different circumstances with the weather and whatnot, I think it could have been a different story. But we all got served up the same plate, and yeah, I didn't make the most of it. And yeah, that's the same. Nothing I can do about it now except for try and move forward and worry about one race at a time.
All right, best of luck. Thank you.
Yeah, Brady Kurtz, who missed out on a rain-affected meeting at Belle Vue in the World Under-21. Brady thinks that the referee has treated him a little bit harshly here. Let's see the replay again. Kurtz in blue, Kelvin.
Yeah, it's just that moment there, Nigel, where he straightens up and there's a little bit of contact. And although they're not that wide, Joe Jacobs is really in a position where he's been forced to get off the bike. And
Yep, Mark Lemon, the Belle Vue team manager, is with Chris Louis.
Thanks, Nigel. Well, Mark, it's been a tough start for Joe. He got rather beat up in Heat 2 in the first turn after making a good start. But you've had a chance to look at the replays. We can have another look at them. And what's your take on that first turn?
First time from watching the actual action, I thought it'd just be all four. But then obviously reviewing the incident there, Brady sort of picks up mid-turn and gives Joe a bit of a clout, and which brings him down. So I'm not going to argue with the decision.
I can tell you that Brady said at that point there they weren't very wide on the track and that Joe maybe should have got out of the way.
That's very easy to say when you're focusing going forward, but obviously the referee's seen it in a good view as far as I'm concerned. So we'll take that. Obviously got to take every decision that goes your way. So yeah, so far so good. But yeah, poor old Joe, he did actually take a bit of a knock and knocked the wind out of his sails there and just hurt his shoulder a little bit. So it's a bit ginger, but he'll be right for the rerun.
Two top teams, a replay of last year's grand final was never going to be easy. They weren't going to let you take this one, were they?
No, and the atmosphere is it's strange. It's like I expected it to be a lot more tense, but it's quite calm and it's probably a little bit nerving, to be quite honest. But it's a long way to go. We've got a nice little lead, but we expect it's going to be a tough meeting.
Plenty of chance for it to heat up. It's early season, early part of this meeting.
definitely, long way to go.
Cheers, Lemo.
Yeah, Mark Lemon, former rider himself, of course. He's also the Australian team manager, so he's disagreeing with his own Australian rider, Brady Kurtz, but he's got his Belle Vue hat on.
Exactly, he's
tonight.
got the Belle Vue hat on.
And he's done a few laps, Mark, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's the right decision. Young Brady and, of course, Neil, they're going to fight their corner and every right to, but I think in the cold light of day, I think the right decision has been made. Ryder's just preparing himself. Young Joe has now recovered and got his equipment back on, and he's making his way out onto the track. Pedersen there just putting his goggles on. He's just waiting patiently to get underway. Heat 5. And this meeting is it's right there, isn't it? Really tight. We could see it going further. I expected the home team to win, in all truth, but on the evidence of the first 4 races, it won't be a straightforward win. So Bjarne Pedersen, the sole Poole Pirate, is under pressure. He's returned to the club, or his first home meeting anyway. He's ridden a couple of meetings away from home, but on his return to the club, he needs to be sharp away and hit the front, and Neil Middleditch will give him a pat on the back if he can manage to do that.
Very much so. Heat number 5, here we go. Off the inside is Bjarne Pedersen in red for Poole. Gate number 2 in white is Max Frick for Belle Vue. No rider off 3. And Joe Jacobs going off the outside in yellow and black for the Belle Vue Aces. A real opportunity now for Belle Vue to extend their advantage.
It is indeed, and Joe Jacobs coming off gate 4 actually helps him a lot with no rider on gate 3. Gate 4 is tough here at Wimborne Road, and with no rider on gate 3, that will give you a bit more room to manoeuvre going into the first corner. And the youngster there failed to score in his first one, but this elite draft rider system is all about encouraging young British riders to get involved and improve, and we're seeing 1 or 2 of them beginning to make their mark. So Joe Jacobs, the centre of attention there for a bit for the wrong reasons, with his backside on the track. Hopefully he can stay on board and get amongst the points.
Can Pedersen beat Frick to the first turn? Riders off gates 1 and 2, wheel to wheel. Can Bjarne Pedersen get there and just keep Belle Vue within 2 points of the Pirates? Here we go, Heat 5, second time of asking. Pedersen's dropped the clutch quickly there. That's a good start for him. Jacobs is going wide. Pedersen locks on the inside, and Bjarne Pedersen has that lead. Second place is Joe Jacobs, third in white is Max Frick, and you would expect Bjarne Pedersen to kick on here. He knows every inch of this track. To just hold the line and go on and take 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant stuff. Good composure there from Bjarne Pedersen. Made take the start and didn't go too wide, covered the move in the first corner. Frick's got through into second place, getting the better Joe. Just sense that Bjarne Pedersen doesn't make a mistake, should be able to hold on out in front. Frick's is a tenacious rider, so he'll have to really keep winding it on, but Pedersen out in front, doing sterling work for his team here.
Certainly is. Bjarne Pedersen then in the Danish international, former Danish World Cup rider and Grand Prix rider as well. Here he comes now. He's going to take the checkered flag. Frick is closing in on him, but one lap too many for Frick, really. And Bjarne Pedersen takes the victory. And the home side needed that because Belle Vue could have gone 4 up there with a 4-2, but Bjarne Pedersen, well, he's already done a good job for his side, 4 plus a bonus from 2 rides. That'll do nicely from his point of view, with Frick in second place and a share of the spoils in Heat 5.
Showed some class there, Bjarne Pedersen, because it's never easy doing it for the second time of asking, and on his own, picked up a very, very good win.
Yep, Bjarne Pedersen the winner with Max Frick second. Joe Jacobs was third. It's a 3-all, and it's Poole 14, Belle Vue 16. 5 of the 15 heats gone, and Belle Vue still hold the lead.
Drops the clutch bang on.
Yes.
Really good. Just clutches it once going to the first corner, and then does the right thing. Hugs the inside because he knew, he must have read it, he knew that Frick would chop to the inside. Jacobs is pushing a little quite hard, but then he's smart. Look at that, he just runs across the track and blocks the move from Jacobs. And then from that moment on, he rides nicely. Again, from the start, it's all about that. Now, that's the move that really does the deal, because if he had moved out, I sense that Frick might have been able to make his way through. Pedersen out in front, a nice ride.
Yep, 5 heats gone, 16-14 to Belle Vue. Reaction is with Sophie.
Yeah, Bjarne had a big smile of relief on his face coming in. Congratulations to you from Neil, and Hans coming over then as well. You were put under pressure tonight, making your debut back here at home.
Yeah, you know, I did not expect to be here, and yeah, you know, first home meeting, and yeah, new challenge, and good so far. Yeah.
Well, you did the job on the rerun there. You needed that.
Yeah, you know, like I say, you know, the track is really new to me. It's not the home track yet, so but thanks to the boys for helping me out with the setup, and special Hans, he's been outstanding.
And are you enjoying being back?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was a great chance, and I couldn't leave it. So
I'm sure the fans will be happy to see you back with performances like that.
I hope so.
Good. Thanks very much, Bjarne.
Yeah, good signing for Poole, although, of course, Davey Watt has won trophies here, but did struggle for confidence and form in the early stages of the season, but I'm sure he'll bounce back with Leicester. He's too good a rider not to, Davey Watt. Matty Zagar goes off the inside in white here for the Aces. Kyle Newman, gate 2 red for Poole. Craig Cook, gate 3 yellow and black for Belle Vue. And that's a powerhouse combo when you put Zagar alongside Cook for Belle Vue. And it's Chris Holder going off the outside in blue for the Poole Pirates.
Well, the pressure keeps coming for the home team, because although Zagar didn't score in his first ride, he'll be very keen to score in this one. And there's no doubt that Craig Cook found some speed halfway through the race that he doesn't remember. And he'll be charging hard coming from gate 3 with Holder on the outside. I'll tell you what, if Holder was looking at the programme, and the line up here, he would rather be where Zagar is, because gate 4 is quite a tough call with that quality lineup. So once again, this is a tough night for the home team, and Zagar on the inside, as I said, no points so far, will be very keen to get some here.
Yep, heat 6 it is. Kyle Newman in the mix here as well. He started at the reserve, but he's now in the main body of the team in a tough number 3 spot.
Yes.
Really is tough for Kyle Newman in that position. Heat number 6. Now, who's going to hit that first turn? It's the red lights are on straight away.
Cook may have jumped. May have jumped. I need to see it again. I was watching head on then. I need to see the view side on, but I would suggest that Jim Lawrence has put the red light on. Yeah, Cook jumps early there, although he doesn't touch the tape, so...
He put the red lights on very quickly there.
It's a contentious one, isn't it? It's... he drops the clutch just fractionally early, and that's why Jim Lawrence has... this is a great angle. That's a good start, I think. It's a good start. Both the Belle Vue boys get away sharpish there, so they may have been slightly hard done by there, but nonetheless, it's not going to change now.
Cook unlucky then?
Slightly, yeah, slightly. Cook, who finished the season fabulous last year, really did burst on the scene. You know, he'd been riding really well for the Premier League, always doing it at this level. but at the end of last year in the grand final and the playoffs, he was outstanding. And he's had this difficult start, hasn't he, Nigel, this year, with not enough racing and sort of almost, you know, got very frustrated with not getting the opportunities in Poland. And now he's doubling up.
And Belle Vue's home meeting's being cancelled.
Of course, so,
yeah.
you know, then the opportunity now to join Peterborough, he had to take it.
Yeah. Here we go, heat 6, second time of asking. Zagar off 1, Newman off 2, Cook goes off 3, and Holder off the outside, and yes, Kelvin.
So I'm going to take issue with something that you said earlier about Carl Newman. It's hard on Carl Newman coming in at number 3.
But he's got to make the move sooner rather than later.
You can't just keep those guys protected forever,
but
can you?
Number 3 is a tough position, Kelvin. It's a heat leader slot, effectively.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier for him if he was at number 2 or number 4, would it not?
I agree with that entirely, and that's, I think, something that does need to be taken a look at with these guys coming in as heat leaders from the reserve berths. But sooner or later, you know, the guys down there will have to be exposed to harder races.
Beat number 6, green light on. Oh, has Cook done it again? Yes, he has.
There'll be a warning now.
The red light is on for a second time now.
No doubt about there'll be a warning now. Jim Lawrence will, I'm sure, will make his intentions known to the riders.
Well, the home stand are absolutely booing, and he's not touched the tapes, has he?
Must have been close.
Ooh.
Must have been very close.
Here we see it again. No, he's not quite touched them.
No. No.
It'll be all 4 with a warning for Craig Cook. Oh, we are hearing he has touched them.
Whoa.
He is excluded. Yellow and black is excluded, so Craig Cook will go off 15 metres or be replaced by a reserve.
Did you see him touch the tape?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But
has he been excluded?
Has he excluded him for delaying the start? So was he warned after the first one, Kelvin? And he's done it again, and therefore is excluded. We don't have that information, but
no, that must be what it is. That's an educated guess.
So, interesting.
Doesn't look like he's aware yet, does he?
No, nobody's told him that he's out. So
I suspect the team manager's on the phone. No, Mark Lemon is there in the background.
Yeah.
With the rest of the management. Scott Nichols, the captain, also. They'll be frustrated with this.
Well, somebody needs to get the decision through to Craig Cook, because he doesn't know yet.
No, Cook's slightly unfortunate. He's just anticipated to start there on 2 occasions, and it is a contentious one, because you know, you could say that, well, he didn't do anything wrong because he didn't touch the tapes, but you just can't react that quickly. So he has just anticipated, but I do think it's harsh, because we want to see 4 riders in a race, really.
Yeah, and there's a distinct lack of activity over towards the pits. So the referee, we are now being told, has made the decision because he delayed the start twice. So he's delayed it the first time and clearly had a warning, and because he's done it again, Craig Cook, he is excluded for delaying the start twice. The Belle Vue team manager is Mark Lemon, and he is with Chris Louis.
Thanks, Nigel. Well, Mark, a little bit of confusion there. We know he's been excluded for delaying the start twice. What's your take?
Yeah, obviously there's some clarification that needs to be sort of confirmed right now, but we didn't have an official warning that Craig was deemed to be the guy that jumped the start in the first attempt, so therefore he's deemed that he's jumped at the second time, and he's from what I understand, that's an excludable offence. But no one was notified. I've just asked the assistant referee to clarify that, but we've had no feedback. But I think that first start was, Craig was pretty much bang on the money. Okay, maybe the second start was slightly, got a jump on it, but a bit harsh to exclude someone for having a go.
I was going to say the first attempt at the start, when Craig was obviously deemed to jump it, if you actually look at the outside where he's looking, it was just a good reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore we just thought, I didn't expect anything was offended against my rider. So therefore the second time, when there was no official warning, second time obviously the defence happened, and our rider's been deemed to be the cause of it and excluded, which I'm not happy about, but hey, we can't do nothing about it now, but that's the way it goes. A bit disappointing, but obviously I'd like to get the clarification from the assistant referee.
Thanks, Mark.
No worries.
So if Craig Cook was not informed that he was warned, then you can understand why he went with the clutch early for a second time.
No, that doesn't excuse it, Nige.
Okay.
You know, the fact is that the first time he was slightly unfortunate,
yeah,
but the second time he did jump the start. If there wasn't an official warning there, then I can sympathise with the Belle Vue management, because then they will argue, well, why has he been excluded? I'm actually just disappointed that he's been excluded because in actual fact, okay, there has been a delay, but Craig Cook is an entertaining rider, and I'd rather see him in the race than not in the race.
Well, if you do touch the tapes, you can go off 15 or put a reserve in, but when you're excluded for delaying the start, there is no alternative. You are out of the race, and you are left with 3 riders in the heat.
It seems very penal for that offence to me. Seems over the top a little bit.
Matty Zagar off the inside in white. Kyle Newman goes off gate 2 in blue. No rider off gate 3, and Chris Holder off the outside in blue. And that, from Craig Cook, could well do Poole a big favour here.
It does, because I said it earlier, in actual fact, when you come from gate 4 and there's no rider in gate 3, it makes your life a lot easier. So Zagar now with the pressure all on the inside. Bjarne Pedersen did it in the previous race. Can Zagar do it now?
Here we go then. This is heat number 6 for a third time. This time they're away. Zagar hits the first turn. Holder has got one. He's now going to try and nip up the inside. Zagar has got all the speed in the dirt around the outside going into turn number 3 now. Zagar's looking super quick. Chris Holder is second. Third is Kyle Newman. But this will do Belle Vue again. There's limitation with Cook excluded. Zagar wins the race, and they will still be 2 points up.
Well, this is a great rating to respond for Zagar for 2 reasons. Firstly, that he didn't score in his opening ride. And secondly, he's the only ace in this race. They're 2 points up, and they'll be remain that way as long as he keeps going. Super ride from Zagar. He's cleared off out in front. He got the better of Holder in the first corner. He moved straight up to the grip, blocked the move from Holder, and cleared off out in front. Good ride.
Yeah, and this is why you, Kelvin, was so disappointed that Cook is excluded, because it's reduced the race to 3 riders.
Exactly.
And Cook would have been in the mix here for sure. But Zagar's done the job as the Belle Vue number 1. Takes the checkered flag. That keeps them 2 points ahead here at Wimborne Road. That will do them very nicely. They could wish for no more from heat number 6, and credit Matty Zagar. He was up for the challenge there and did the business from start to finish. The result of heat number 6 then, a win for Matty Zagar. Second place went to Chris Holder, who hasn't won either of his opening 2 heats, which is unlike the former world champion, who, remember, leads the world championship right now. The rider in blue, Chris Holder. Kyle Newman was third. It's a 3-all, and it's Poole 17, Belle Vue 19.
Yeah, smashing start from the inside from Matty Zagar. And the move in the first corner, he knows that he needs to block the move from Holder. He allows the bike to run across that first turn. He is aware that there's grip there, and he fires off it. And from that moment on, I've got to say, he generates more and more speed and wins the race very comfortably. I agree entirely with you, Nige. It would have been great to have seen Cook out there, because you know what? They could have got a 5-1 there with the form of Cook, but it's not to be. But Belle Vue are still 2 points in it. And I would think right now, Neil Middleditch and the home riders are beginning to feel a bit of a pressure here, because Belle Vue aren't going away.
Yeah, they're battling away. Heat number 7 coming up, and it's another good combination for Belle Vue here with Nichols and Richie Worrell. But Hans Andersen and Eunice Kilmacorpy are here in heat number 7. Bank Holiday Monday coming up, for the Bank Holiday weekend, always busy for British Speedway. Belle Vue have only their 2nd home meeting of the season on Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
Midday at the National Speedway Stadium, Bank Holiday Monday. Poole go to Swindon, 4 o'clock on Monday. We're at Wolverhampton against Kings Lynn, 7:30 on Monday. So Bank Holiday is always busy for Speedway up and down the country. All over the weekend, up in Scotland at Armadale Stadium, Edinburgh, and the Ashfield Stadium, Glasgow, and down at Plymouth on a Friday night as well. Good to see the Devils back in business after their early season problems. And if you've never been to live Speedway before, take the family over the Bank Holiday weekend. You might just enjoy it. Heat number 7 is coming up here. Scott Nichols goes off the inside in white. Hans Andersen, gate 2 in red for Poole. Richie Worrell, gate 3 in yellow and black for Belle Vue. And Eunice Kilmacorpy, the guest for Bushkovsky, goes off the outside. Chance off 1 and 3 for Belle Vue here.
Absolutely. Richie Worrell wasn't quite as fast as his twin brother Steve in his opening ride, but he should have learned from that, and I'm sure they've had a bit of a chat. And who knows, they could have picked up some tips. Nichols was outstanding in his opening ride. He goes from gate 1. There we see Richie Worrell just got the point, but Adam Ellis actually gifted him that because Ellis actually encountered mechanical issues. From the outside, Kilmer-Corpy hunched over the handlebars. He's ready to go. He's keen to get amongst it. There he is. They see the concentration in his eyes. Here we go. Good night at Speedway here.
Yep, 1917. The visitors lead. It's a good start from Hans Andersen. Now can Kilmer-Corpy join him around the outside and block out the challenge of Scott Nichols in right. Bit of team riding needed here. And to be fair, Andersen really did slow up there to allow Kilmer-Corpy to come round, and Andersen almost blocks the challenge of the causes problems there. But Poole are on a 5-1.
They are indeed out in front. Kilmer-Corpy brilliant from the outside. Hans Andersen allows his teammate to get round the outside of him. Now Nichols is through into third place. Nichols doesn't get away well, but he's now charging hard. Andersen and Kilmer-Corpy out in front. This will be just what the fans and the Poole Pirates will be looking for. It's a tough night at Speedway. The Aces have really come on strong, but here, with a lap to go, the Aces are on a 5-1.
Well, this is just what the doctor ordered with Eunice Kilmer-Corpy, the guest here, riding for Wolverhampton this year, and riding well for them as well. Wolves have made a great start to the season, won at Leicester at the weekend, but he's in for Bushkovsky tonight as a guest replacement, and it's a 5-1 to Poole. It's Jonas Kilmer-Corpy in blue, Hans Andersen in red, Scott Nichols third in white for Belle Vue, and the pendulum sways back in the home side's favour. They retake the lead by a narrow 2-point margin with 7 heats gone.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I think I said it was a 5-1 to the Aces. Couldn't have been more wrong. 5-1 to the Poole Pirates, and a great ride there from the guest. He was a little disappointing in his opening ride, made the start and didn't have enough speed. An appreciative crowd to Kilmer-Corpy, who rode very well there, just at a time when the home team needed it, because the Belle Vue Aces have been really putting them to the sword. Very, very useful 5-1.
Yep, Kilmer-Corpy, the race winner, with Hans Andersen second. Scott Nichols was third with Richie Worrell at the back. It's a 5-1 to Poole, who retake the lead here by 22 points to 20. We've had 7 races. Huge credit, Kilmer-Corpy there.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Kilmer-Corpy from the outside. Hans Andersen plays his part as well. He made a very good start to get the better of Nichols coming out of gate 2. Hans Andersen is aware that Kilmer-Corpy needs racing room, and he just allows him to slip round the outside. Then he blocks the move there, pulls a locker. In actual fact, that could have created a problem there for Nichols. Nichols had to slow up quite dramatically because Hans Andersen, watch Andersen now on the inside, coming in here, pulls a big locker just about now, almost stops, and Nichols does remarkably well to miss him, but that bumps Nichols, and that really puts paid to his efforts. Out in front though, Kilmer-Corpy, he'll be pleased with that. Not an easy place to come and ride for. A lot of expectation on his shoulders when you ride for the Poole Pirates. Comes up with a really good win.
Yep, good win indeed, and a big 5-1 for the Poole Pirates. Crowd enjoying it. We're about a halfway stage here, and Poole Pirates have the advantage. Can the Belle Vue Aces bounce back in heat number 8? And we'll have that race for you in a few moments' time. Real topsy-turvy battle here at Wimborne Road, the home of the Elite League champions tonight. The Poole Pirates really finding it hard work against the Belle Vue Aces in a repeat of last year's grand final. Some close, tense action, and the home side know they've got it all to do here tonight. Jonas Kilmer-Corpy and Hans Andersen getting a 5-1 in heat number 7. The score after 7 races here then. Look how close that is. Poole Pirates 22, Belle Vue Aces 20. Yeah, good meeting so far, and if Craig Cook can sit still at the start line, then maybe, just maybe, Belle Vue can push them all the way here tonight.
I agree with that. I think that it's going to be nip and tuck. I expected the Poole Pirates to actually be in a bit of a comfort zone by now, but that is not the case, and that's to the Aces' credit. They're battling really hard, and I can see this going right down to its conclusion tonight. So, yeah, we're enjoying this meeting, and I think we've got plenty more action to come.
Yes, well, they are doing quite a bit of track grading going into turn 1. What's the very latest? Down on the track for us is Chris Louis.
Yeah, some extensive work going on with the blade, particularly coming into turn 1. The dirt has built up a little bit, which is one problem, but I think the main problem is that there's 2 or 3 waves coming into the corner. They're very slight, but when you have more than one, it compounds it, and each time the bike comes down, it comes down a little bit heavier, and then it takes that bouncing sort of scenario on further into the corner, and that's giving one or two of the lads a little bit of a problem. But track conditions are pretty much padding out as we thought. All the grip is around the fence. There's one or two ruts coming off turn 2 on the very inside, which you can use, but the way the bikes are today, you've got to get it absolutely right.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, and they are making a change here, Belle Vue, in the next race, heat number 8. Steve Worrell is coming in for Joe Jacobs. So Mark Lemon, the Belle Vue team manager, switching his reserves here. So it's going to be Frick and Steve Worrell up against Chris Holder and Adam Ellis. That could be a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. And Worrell was a winner last time. He beat the former world champion Chris Holder quite comfortably. And Worrell's a good starter. Steve Worrell's a really sharp starter, and if he can get off to a fast start in the next heat, then who knows? Mr. Holder will have to work hard again.
Well, Neil Middleditch is the Poole team manager, and he is with Sophie.
He certainly is, and he's quite happy with that 5-1 that Poole got after that last heat.
Yeah, 2 down, and it's a tough night tonight. I mean, Belle Vue are a great team. They're here for last year final, and they obviously want to be there again. And so that just gets us our noses in front.
Do you think there's been some issues with the fact that you've spoken about the reserves going up into being heat leaders? You're saying that you think it's too much pressure on them. Do you think that's affecting Carl?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is, without a doubt. I think that the structuring of the teams needs to be looked at, because it's just too much. You've got riders are spending a few weeks at reserve, then they're heat leader, then back to reserve again. And I think that it's something that really needs to be looked at.
Well, Calvin was saying earlier in the studios that they have to make that move at some point. But do you think this is it's too quick a turnaround?
Yeah, and I agree with Calvin. Absolutely, they do have to make the move. But if to go from reserve to heat leader is a big jump, reserve to second string and then to heat leader, that's the natural progression. But this is just too much for these boys.
But quite frankly, this is a position now you want to be in halfway through the meeting and then take it from here.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. The track's a bit tricky for both teams tonight, so it's chucking up a few surprises for both teams. But yeah, we're in front at the moment. We just want to keep there.
Okay, thanks very much, Neil.
Kelvin, your thoughts on that? It's a new policy this year where the reserves get averages and move into the main body of the team, and I seem to, from your reaction, I think you agree with Mr. Middleditch there.
Yeah, I do, and it's something that has to be addressed, because you've got kids that suddenly they're flying and they're enjoying their life, and then they find themselves in they're just a little bit out of their depth, and then their confidence can be ebbed away very quickly. So yeah, the natural progression is absolutely right. What Neil was talking about, second string is the first step, and then into heat leader from reserve. At the moment, you've got riders going from effectively the bottom of the team to the top of the team in one move, which is it's counterproductive.
So heat number 8 coming up, no doubt that it's a topic for discussion when the club bosses get together for their discussions, forward planning for 2017. As we build up to heat number 8 here, 22:20. The Poole Pirates have the advantage, but it's Steve Worrell in yellow and black that you can see nearest the camera here. Won his last outing, had a wonderful display for Belle Vue at Lakeside when we were there a couple of weeks or so ago. It was a tremendous display, and he's up alongside Max Frick, who's got 5 points from 2 rights here for Belle Vue. So Mark Lemon will be pinning his hopes on these two Belle Vue boys.
Yeah, he will. Chris Holder looks like he's changed his bike as well, so he'll be hoping for a little bit more speed from that one.
Certainly will. Here we go. Who's going to get into that first turn? Well, it's a good start for the 4 points, but Holder is taking his own man a little bit wide there. And now down the back straight, it's getting very tight with the leader as Steve Worrell. Now, what can Chris Holder do about this in the red helmet colour? It's a smart move. Yeah, the World Championship leader has just passed Worrell, and it's a 4-2 to Poole as things stand. But well, Frick's going up the inside and closes the door on Ellis.
God, slammed the door, lifted at the same time. Ellis did well to miss it. Brilliant move from Holder. Certainly Worrell made it work for him, but Holder stuck it in the dirt down in turns 3 and 4 and fired himself to the front. Big action going on for third, but Adam Ellis charging round the outside of Max Frick, who was ruthless to get the better of Ellis early in the race. Looking like a 3-all. Holder, that's better on the spare bike. He's fast in front.
Yeah, Ellis is trying everything in the back now. Can he swoop around the outside? I think Frick's done enough. Ellis has got too much drive there. Hasn't really been able to make an impression. So the second place there goes to Stevie Worrell with Max Frick third, but it was a good ride from Chris Holder. Had to dig deep.
It did.
To get the better of the Belle Vue boys there, but it's only a 3-all and still only 2 points separate these sides with 7 heats to go.
Yeah, it was a really good move, because once again Worrell had made a great start, but Holder stuck it in the dirt down in turns 3 and 4 and just swooped to the front.
Yep, Holder the winner with Worrell second, Max Frick was third, and Adam Ellis at the back. It's a 3-all. Poole 25, Belle Vue 23, and Chris Holder digging deep there, the leader of the World Championship, currently ahead of Woffington and Hancock in the Grand Prix title race.
Well, the starts once again, and we're looking at Adam Ellis, who comes from the outside, and it's tough from there. Holder then comes across and pushes his teammate a little bit, and that allows opens the door for Stevie Worrell. Worrell now goes down, rides a little bit tight, and that just leaves a little bit of racing room for Holder, who then runs into the dirt. The bike responds brilliantly, and he gets to the front again. Tapes up. A little bit scruffy there. Holder there's 3 abreast as they get into the first corner. Adam Ellis lifts just momentarily. Max Frick is ruthless as they complete, or they go into the second lap, in actual fact. Just swoops right across there, but it's now the next corner. Watch this. Frick comes up the inside. Ellis is in the middle of the track now. Whoa, look at that. Lips. Slams the door shut there. Sorry, mate. That's going to be my third place. Out in front. Holder doing the business.
Yep, Chris Holder with his first win of the night, and he is with Chris Louis.
Certainly is. Chris, your night started with 2 second places. You weren't going to make it 3, were you?
Well, I wasn't planning on it, but the track's terrible today, and it sucks. We want to come and race, and we can't do much out there. But same for both teams, but it's not nice to ride.
You swap bikes then. I read Matt Ford's note saying that you've got a faithful. You've been trying to get some new equipment going. Did you just go back to the old faithful?
Don't know. I thought this one was, but obviously it wasn't. But yeah, having a bit of trouble, just trying to be. I can't be real consistent here for some reason. I can't seem to get it working, but we're working, and that one went better, so we'll stick with that one.
The Grand Prix obviously going very well for you, and sometimes when you've got equipment that's going well on the continent, you just can't seem to sort it here.
Nah, exactly. It's chalk and cheese. Even if I bring them over, it wouldn't make a difference, I don't think. This is a bit special over here, and just trying to do the best to stay on.
Halfway stage, 2 points to the good. This is going to go right down to the wire, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Great stuff. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, pretty strong comments from Chris Holder, the home rider, saying the track's terrible.
Yeah, you can see it's wavy and it's bouncing. The bikes are actually sort of leaping about, and with Speedway bikes there's no suspension, so you feel every nook and cranny out there, I can assure you, and it does unsettle you. And Chris has been through the mile with injuries, and I think it does play a part. He doesn't always enjoy it when it gets a bit rutty and a bit bumpy. Class act, leading the World Championship, you don't do that by luck. But quite clearly the second bike there was much more competitive.
Has he surprised you leading the World Championship after his performances in Slovenia and Warsaw? Has he surprised you that he's the early leader after 2 rounds?
Yes and no. No, because he hasn't shown that sort of form in the last few years. Not yes, because he is quality. He is top quality, so you know, I hope that can gain. He had a 15-point maximum yesterday in Poland, so quite clearly the form is coming back. The injury to Darcy Ward play a big part in all sorts of problems for Chris Holder, but there's no doubt that you know, he has been a fabulous rider, and winning the World Championship in 2012 was the highlight. And I'm sure all sorts of people will be delighted to see him recapturing that sort of form.
Now here's a rider on a mission, Brady Kurtz, no doubt still annoyed by his exclusion, and just referring back to the World Under-21 qualifier at Belle Vue on Saturday, he was strongly fancied, Brady Kurtz, but it was abandoned after 12 heats at the National Speedway Stadium. The rain came down, it was monsoon-like conditions, and Brady wasn't actually in the qualifying section at that particular time, so all he can do now is hope that he's awarded a wild card for the World Under-21 final.
Yeah, I think there's every chance. He won the World, not the World Championship, the Australian Championship earlier this year, so you know, he's highly regarded, and there would be a chance, I would think, that he would get a wild card. But as you rightly say, Nigel, he will be fired up to get to the front this time.
It's Richie Worrell off the inside for Belle Vue. Brady Kurtz, gate 2 in blue for Poole. Gate 3, Stevie Worrell for Belle Vue. What a reserve he's proving to be. And it'll only be a matter of time before he's up in the main body of the team.
Yes.
And Bjarne Pedersen goes off the outside in red. I suspect he'll find it a little bit harder off gate 4 this time.
Yeah, it's gone from gate 1 and to 4, so he's flip-flopped, and you're right, because if you look forward from the tapes, the track is actually becoming quite slick there on the entrance to the first corner, and that's why it makes it difficult. You jump, the bike slows down the acceleration from the bike. So the Worrells are out here for the aces, and they do the business.
Yeah, the Worrell twins, can they do it here? Heat number 9, it's a great start for both Belle Vue riders. What can Pedersen do now? He's gone square, now a bit of team riding Vue men doing the business with Bjarne Pedersen now trying the inside switch, but this is good from Belle Vue, and they're all locked up, all 4 riders going into lap 2.
Stevie Worrell out in front, Bjarne Pedersen trying really hard round the outside. Richie Worrell there in second place. He can throw a blanket over all 4 riders. Steve Worrell out in front. Look at Bjarne Pedersen! Oh! Fabulous move from Bjarne Pedersen round the outside of Richie Worrell. Kurtz is out the back. Steve Worrell winding on. Really super speedway again.
Yeah, superb pass from Bjarne Pedersen, whose career has been carved out of superb getting skills. But my goodness, every point counts tonight, and doesn't he know it? Steve Worrell, the reserve for Belle Vue, from Bjarne Pedersen. 3rd place in white, Richie Worrell. Brady Kurtz at the back, and this is going to level the match once again. With 6 heats to go, Belle Vue are level. And a good speedway race. Stevie Worrell, that is, with the race win, but Bjarne Pedersen working overtime to get the better of Richie Worrell in a smashing heat number 9.
Smashing indeed. Brilliant stuff. Got to say, Bjarne Pedersen, that was out of character for him. He really did put it on the line round the outside of Richie Worrell, squeezed round the outside in turns 4 and got himself to 2nd place. Steve Worrell has been outstanding. Really has come up with 2 super rides there. And Belle Vue Aces aren't going away. They're keeping it awfully tight. And 27 points apiece. We've got a big speedway meeting on our hands.
We have indeed, and Bjarne Pedersen has now got 6+1 from 3 rides. Worrell, Pedersen, Richie Worrell and Brady Kurtz. A 4-2 to Belle Vue, and it's level, 27 apiece.
Here we go again, an excellent race. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Got to say there we saw Steve Worrell coming out of gate 3, rushes out to the inside. Look at this, the Pirates boys almost running into each other as they're coming out of turn 2 on the opening lap. Richie Worrell then is under pressure from Bjarne Pedersen, who does find it difficult from the outside. It is a long way from there, and he just gets blocked there a couple of times, but he is determined to get amongst the big points. And here we see it, Richie Worrell there, white helmet colour, pushing him out. Just creeping around the outside of him. Worrell's aware of him, pushing him, but just allows enough racing route for the Danish man to get into 2nd place. See it again. 2 Worrell boys out in front. Stevie Worrell's got it all under control. But look at this, watch this now. Worrell in the middle of the track, Bjarne Pedersen on the edge of the grid. Just has to run there and slams the door shut. Good speedway, tough speedway, brave speedway. Worrell out in front. Wins nicely.
Super Stevie Worrell is at it again in heat 9. Let's get some reaction with Sophie.
Thanks very much. We were just discussing the fact that he's an ex-motocross rider, which is probably helping quite well tonight with the way the track is, but we've seen some outstanding racing from you.
Yeah, it's a little bit bumpy out there, but I mean it helps when you're out front because you can see where the holes and things are and try and avoid them. It makes life a little bit easier then.
You missed the amazing battle behind you as well with your brother and with Bjarne.
I could hear the bikes behind, but I didn't want to look. I just wanted to go because sometimes if it was Richie, I didn't want to mess him up. Now I'm just trying to stretch my legs and get going, and obviously it didn't really work because I think Bjarne got past him in the end. But
yeah, but you've left the score.
Yeah. Well, it's a heat advantage, so it's fine.
All right, I'll let you catch your breath. Best of luck. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff, 8-9, and Steve Worrell with 9 points from 4 rides at reserve for Belle Vue. That is a huge bonus down in that reserve position because Poole at reserve with Brady Kurtz 2 last places, Adam Ellis 2 last places, albeit retirement and exclusions, but Poole's reserves have only scored in 1 race apiece.
Yeah, and that's unusual for them.
Surprising.
It is very surprising. Obviously, it wasn't helped with the engine problems that Adam Ellis had in 1 race, but there's no question that ordinarily they're very strong there.
Yep, Newman, Zagar, Kilmacorpy and Frick here. So another tough one for Poole, but they're level at 27 points apiece here with Belle Vue doing a great job.
They are.
At Wimborne Road.
Carl Newman on the inside, that's the best gate, so he'll be hoping that that works for him. Won't be easy because the Belle Vue boys are on a bit of a roll. They did win their first 2 matches on the road in fine style. They have lost away from home as well, and they lost at home last time out, which was a real big surprise, but they appear to have put that out of their system because here this evening they're clearly really put up for this task that they are taking on this evening. So I've got to say, I don't know if Zagar will be allowed to start from there. That's very, very close indeed. The starting marshal is he going to move him over? No, he's okay. He's going to get away with that.
Heat number 10, level, 27 points all. 10 tries, and Zagar's got there. Now, can Frick join in? Yes, he can! Belle Vue are on a 5-1 early on, but up the inside comes Kyle Newman now. Newman is there for Poole, but what can Frick do now as he switches back up the inside line? Clever move from Frick, but Newman holds the line. The lead is with Zagar, but are Belle Vue about to take the lead once again here in Poole?
Well, if it stays like this, they will, because Frick is coming on strong in third place. So Carl Newman is having to work very hard. Frick has now got there. Oh, I thought he had. Once again, this is really tight for second place. Frick now off turn 2, got it. Zagar's away. Brilliant ride from Max Frick to get the better of Carl Newman, who made that move early in the race and killed the out the back. And Belle Vue on a 5-1 will take the lead in this meeting again.
5 heats to go after this one, and the Belle Vue Aces are flying high here at the home of the reigning champions. Matty Zagar slowing up, looking for his partner, who just holds on for a huge 5-1. Silence in the stand at Wimborne Road as the Belle Vue Aces take a 4-point advantage here with 5 heats to go. And the experts pre-season all saying Poole would walk the league, they would walk the playoffs, they will go unbeaten all season. But Belle Vue here tonight have got stuck in and are really turning it upside down here at Wimborne Road. Zagar from Frick, who got the better there of Kyle Newman. A superb pass from Max Frick, who has ridden superbly tonight, with Kilmacorpy at the back. 1 to Poole, 5 to Belle Vue, and it's Poole 28, Belle Vue 32 with 5 to go.
Well, after a disappointing opening ride for Zagar, he's now gone back-to-back wins, and he wins this race very comfortably indeed. A brilliant first corner from him, but all the action is behind him. Carl Newman initially getting up the inside of Max Frick, the Australian, but he can't stay there. And Frick works really hard. They really battled very closely for some period of time here, but Carl Newman just losing his momentum there, and Frick coming into the first corner once again is putting the young Englishman under all sorts of pressure, but he gets the better of him there. Kilmacorpy is a surprise. Won nicely last time with Hans Andersen, fails to score this time, and just the 1 point for the Poole Pirates out of this heat. They are now 4 points down with heats beginning to run out. This is a big effort from the Aces, and Zagar and Frick doing the business. It's a terrific 5-1.
Well, the sun's setting here in Dorset. I can imagine what the atmosphere's like at the National Stadium tonight at Belle Vue, with fans watching a beam back there. My goodness me, they'll be enjoying this. Can they see it through? Heats, the final 5 heats are coming up soon. Welcome back to Wimborne Road. Have we got a meeting on our hands here, or what? 5 heats to go, and the Belle Vue Aces are leading at the home of the champions. And the Belle Vue boys have really got stuck in tonight. Stevie Worrell down at reserve, Matty Zagar and Max Frick at the top end of the team, and there's 5 races to go as well, and the Aces have got a cushion with 5 races remaining here. It's Poole Pirates 28, Belle Vue Aces 32, with 5 heats to go. Plenty more live Speedway to come over the next few weeks here on Sky Sports, and we can't wait. Next Monday, we're at Montmarine. Wolverhampton have made a terrific start to the season. They're up against the Kings Lynn Stars, including Grand Prix star Niels Christian Everson and Troy Batchelor. 7:30, Sky Sports 1. And then on Wednesday, June the 1st, next Wednesday, we're at Purfleet for Lakeside against Wolverhampton. 2 sides in the top 4. That should be a belter. 7:30, Sky Sports 1. Then, look at this one. Monday, June the 13th, it's the British final, and finally we get to see the National Speedway Stadium on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports 3 at 7:30. Who wins it? Scott Nicholls, Craig Cook, Chris Harris. That is going to be one heck of a night at the National Speedway Stadium, Belle Vue, Manchester, on Monday, June the 13th. Well, it's a little bit quiet here at Wimborne Road. It doesn't happen very often in the main grandstand. It's normally rocking and rolling, but they see their side 4 points down here, Kelvin.
Yeah, they're not used to it at all, and it's been an excellent display from Belle Vue. I do believe that the strength that we talked about at reserve for the Poole Pirates hasn't fired, have they? They just haven't got him amongst the points so far. Adam Ellis with the engine failure, Brady Kurtz with the exclusion, and then the subsequent form from Steve Worrell, aligned with the rest of the aces. They are putting the Pirates under an awful sorts of pressure.
Yep, very much so. 5 heats to go.
Yeah.
And Mark Lemon, the Belle Vue team manager, he'll be a happy man, no doubt. He's with Sophie.
He certainly is. Well, you came here with the aim of giving the Poole Pirates a run for their money, and it's working so far.
So far, so good. You know, the atmosphere definitely has heated up here, you know, in the pit side. But, yeah, nice little cush at the moment. We've got some tough gates coming up now. We're aware of the gate positions here can be pretty critical. But hopefully with the good favours the brave tonight, and the boys are on enough to push on to the end.
Well, you're looking at the heats ahead. When I came over, are there any that concern you slightly?
Yeah, I mean, like we really focused a lot here in the grand final, and obviously tonight we looked at the gates again, and we kind of felt that the outside gates weren't as bad. So, you know, like I said, it was a bit of a game effort to sort of take the inside gates, and but the outside gates hopefully will be a lot better than they were, you know, back in September. So fingers crossed that the plan's going to come off and the boys can do the job, but so far so good.
Well, Chris Holder wasn't feeling too happy with the track, and it's being his home track as well, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the guys here so much.
It never does to the away guys, because you just come home or go away and you just get on with the job that's in hand. And obviously with the home track you always like to prefer a little bit of home track advantage, and I guess that, you know,
something you don't have at the moment.
No, we don't. Us having one track, one meeting so far hasn't been great. But you know, this track, you know, I rode here. You know, I came here in 1990, and there was the bumps and holes in it, so nothing's changed.
All right, best of luck. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, it's not just on Poole Quay where there's waves in Poole tonight. It's here at the Speedway as well. Hans Anderson, Scott Nichols, Bjarne Pedersen, and Craig Cook. And Hans Anderson off the inside gate, who actually started his British career here with the Poole Pirates. I recall he was announced around a similar time to when they did an indoor meeting at the Bournemouth International Centre all those years ago. And indoor speedway there was, as well as the Brighton Centre. More accustomed to the Premier League darts these days, but they have had speedway there. And Hans Anderson did appear there, and that's when he started his career. So he's here back where it all started for the Poole Pirates, and his side need him here, Kelvin.
They do indeed. He goes off the inside gates, and that's, I do believe, what Mark Lemon was referring to with Chris, that the Pirates have now got to gates 1 and 3, 2 and 4, probably not quite as... well, they may well just put them a little bit more under pressure, because certainly the outside gate can be tough. Just the one race win from there. So, yeah, the stats would back up that gates 1 and 3 are slightly better than 2 and 4. But you still got to do it.
Certainly have. Here we go. Heat number 11. And the takes rise, and they're away first time. And rescue. Nichols made a good one, but so is Hans Anderson. Now switching up the inside is Bjarne Pedersen, but Nichols holds firm, and here comes Cook. Oh my goodness me! This would put Belle Vue 8 points up if it stays like this. Bjarne Pedersen's in trouble.
He has indeed.
He's going to stay down as well, Kel.
Yeah, he will stay down. Cook, certainly. Nichols brilliant off the start, but the red lights are on now because Pedersen stayed down. That was pretty much to be expected. But the Pirates are struggling. They weren't to wait for
them.
It is, and the stadium is silent. And as you said prior to this race, the stadium was quiet. Well, it's got even quieter because it isn't going to go their way. We see it again. Pedersen will be excluded. He loses control. Nichols has made a good start. Hans Anderson tries to get there but doesn't, and relegates himself to the back. Cook then gets up the inside of Pedersen. Now watch. He runs in hard into the dirt. The bike straightens up. It's wavy out there. The bike's away from him there. Has to get off the bike. He's okay. He's not injured. Just his pride.
When you look at the bumps here in the track, see Bjarne Pedersen there, Kelvin. Is this a classic case where during the winter they perhaps need to do some work to the track and get down to the base and start again?
Just needs to blade it there, don't they, to take the top of the bumps off so that the bike doesn't bounce so hard. Pedersen, who rode so bravely in his previous ride to get round the outside in that very corner, in actual fact, this time it catches him out. And it's catching the home team out. Holder said it, the track's not good tonight, and it's no question it is affecting them. And if they don't really get their act together here quickly, they're going to get beat.
Yes, well, Bjarne Pedersen has now had his 4 programme rides and has scored 6+1, and in a number 2 slot, you could argue he's done his job, even with the exclusion there. But the best they can get here is a 3-all, so it does mean that Belle Vue would still have a 4-point advantage with 4 heats to go.
Wow.
So
Heat 12.
Yeah, Heat 12's a big one for Poole, isn't it?
It is indeed, with Kurtz and Ellis, who haven't enjoyed the best of nights. On paper, it looked like they should be able to clean up this evening. Hasn't proved to be, but 12 will be a big race for them. Pedersen's okay. You see him now, you can see the bike bouncing around underneath him there, and that's what unsettles him on the bike, plus the fact that he gets into the grip and it gets away from him and he just has to slide off the bike, and that has presented problems for some riders. He got away with it in a previous race. You see Cook's done well to get up the inside of him, but now watch the bike bounce now. It's bouncing and again, and it just straightens up. It's bouncing underneath him hard, and he runs out of track.
Well, Poole have got work to do, and doesn't Neil Middleditch know it? The team manager is with Chris Louis.
Yes, he certainly does. Neil, well, 4 points down, 5 heats to go. You really didn't need Bjarne going down in that one.
No, that's right. I mean, went in a bit hot, didn't he, and got sucked in with the dirt, and unfortunately came down. But, you know, it gives us a chance. I mean, Belle Vue are in front, so maybe it may work in our favour, but we'll have to see what happens.
Mark Lemon has just said he's had slight reservations, the fact they've got outside gates now for the rest of the meeting. So can you make 1 and 3 work for you?
We've got to. Basically, we've got to. I mean, the track's a bit tricky for both teams, but as I say, you know, we've got a few heats now to get back into it, and we really need to do this.
You say the track's tricky. Chris Holder was a little more damning than that, to be perfectly honest. Not too happy at all. What can you do about the track going forward?
I don't think we can do anything now. I mean, tonight, but we've got to sort of do something, because what's happening is we're sort of coming in. The track sort of can be different, you know, every week, and you need to come to a home track and know what your track's going to be like. And as I say, I'm not making excuses. It's the same for both teams, but you know, we really need to get on with it.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay, cheers.
He's absolutely right there. They do need to get on with it, because if they start focusing on track conditions too much, then Belle Vue will steal this meeting away from them. And Hans Andersen is the sole representative for the home team here. He has been their star this year. He has. I think that he wasn't universally welcomed back here, but there's no doubt that he's won people over with his performances on the track.
Yeah, an Elite League title winner with Swindon in 2012. Rode for Coventry the last couple of years as well, but made the switch. He was a very quick signing to Poole. They announced that very early in the winter.
They did, yes.
But they're under serious pressure here now, Poole Pirates. They're 4 down, and they've only got 1 rider in heat number 11. Could this be a memorable night for Belle Vue? Hans Andersen off 1 in red. Scott Nichols, gate 2, white for Belle Vue. No rider off gate 3, Bjarne Pedersen disqualified. And Craig Cook goes off the outside in yellow and black. You could say that Pedersen falling there has done Poole a favour. I think Midlow alluded to it, because Belle Vue was set for a 5-1 there, and now Andersen has got the chance to square the race off and get a 3-all and keep his side in it.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's a second chance for the Pirates here, just to keep damage limitation. If he wins the race, they'll still be 4 down, but just the 4 with enough time to make it up. Nichols looked very impressive in the opening stages of the original staging of the race, and Cook had done well to get up the inside of Bjarne Pedersen on the charge down to turns 3 and 4. So, yeah, plenty of pressure on Andersen, but he's been in fine form. Needs to show it right now.
Yep, heat number 11. All about Andersen for Poole, or will the aces pounce here? Who's going to hit that first turn? Andersen is there. Now Nichols is going to go wide. Andersen is holding the inside line. And can Andersen take that lead? No, Nichols comes past. Now will Craig Cook take up the challenge, or would he settle for what he's got? Nichols has the lead. Andersen is second. Third place is Cook. And 4-2 for Belle Vue would give them a 6-point lead with 4 heats to go. But Craig Cook won't give up Kelvin.
No, he won't, but there's no love lost between Scott Nichols and Hans Andersen, and Nichols was brave on the opening lap, and he got himself to the front, and he's fast down in front. He's using the dirt on the outside. He gets his wheels in line. Look at that. Mike roars off the corner, and he's flying out in front. Hans Andersen tried all he knew to stop the run from Nichols, but he couldn't do it. Cook back in third place. The aces with another heat advantage, stretching the lead out to 6 points. It is not the night for the Pirates here this evening.
Yeah, Scott Nichols doing the business here, the 7 times British champion, who will go for an 8th crown on June the 13th in Manchester. Well, that is a huge win for the former Poole man, ahead of Hans Andersen, who gets 2 points on the board with Craig Cook coming over for the point. And that is another race advantage for Belle Vue, and races are running out for Poole now. They have to hit back, and all of a sudden, heat number 12 with Kurtz and Ellis is absolutely huge for the Poole Pirates.
Well, we flagged it up, and you're dead right, because if they don't pick up the business there, then it could well be curtains for the home team. Nichols out in front was terrific.
Yep, Scott Nichols with a fantastic ride. Hans Andersen second, Craig Cook was third, and Bjarne Pedersen excluded. 4-2 to Belle Vue, who lead by 6.
Well, the tapes are up, and Andersen and Nichols, and Andersen this time, after going wide initially, decides to stay low. He then tries to slam the door shut here, but here comes Nichols charging down the back straight and gets himself to the front. Cook's back in third place. Again from the tapes, it's nip and tuck. Andersen decides to go for the shortest route around the inside and hope that he can pinch off Scott Nichols down the back straight, but just can't get there. He throws it up the inside, but look at Nichols in that dirt and gets himself to the front. Wins in really fine style, a smashing ride from him. Another big 4-2.
Yeah, what a ride from Scott Nichols. 2 wins out of 3 rides, and he's with Chris.
Fantastic ride, Scott. Another race win, and beating Hans Andersen. I do remember a World Cup race here where
that corner,
you weren't too. It was that corner too, but nice for a bit of revenge.
Yeah, I mean, it's I didn't really think of that, but no, just nice for us to kind of keep the lead and get some points. Track's getting a little bit tricky, but so I was happy to get some clear daylight on the first lap.
Got to be happy with the 6-point lead, 4 heats to go. I mean, it's not comfortable. You're here at Poole, and it's always going to be tough, but you came here wanting the win, and it's looking good.
Definitely. Well, we'd rather be 6 in front than 6 behind, so just got to hold it together the last few and see if we can pull the win off.
You say track conditions are tricky. I noticed you're actually sort of sitting off the bike, taking your weight off the seat down the straights just for a more comfortable ride.
Yeah, it's just quite choppy going into the corners, and where they graded it, it's kind of pulled some loose stuff back, so it makes it a little bit unpredictable. So it's nice to be in front, you can go where you want. So yeah, we're just kind of not make too many changes and just focus on making some starts.
Stuff. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Heat 12 sees Stevie Worrell off the inside in yellow and black. A win for him here would do wonders for Belle Vue. Adam Ellis gate 2 in blue, Joe Jacobs gate 3 for Belle Vue, and Brady Kurtz going off the outside in red. You do get the feeling, Kelf, that nothing less than a 5-1 for Poole will do for the home side here.
Yeah, absolutely, but Worrell won't be an easy customer to beat. He's been in fine form once again. He started slowly in heat 2, but then subsequently in tougher races he has come to the party and has ridden very well. We saw him at Lakeside, of course, on television, and the 9 points from 4 outings. He has done his job brilliantly. He won't be in reserve for long, can't be, not scoring like that. I'm sure he'll be in the main body of the team very soon, quite probably changing places with his brother. Ellis and Kurtz, the home riders, gates 2 and 4, they are under huge pressure. Kurtz particularly from the outside, not easy late in the meeting. Got to come up with something special now.
Yep, 5 points from 6 rides from the Poole reserves. What can they do here? Worrell's made a good start, as you would have expected. Now, coming around the outside is Brady Kurtz in red. Can he get the drop on Joe Jacobs? Yes, he can. The lead, though, is with Steve Worrell. He's going to take some catching here because he's got fast engines tonight and he's riding the track absolutely beautifully. Did start his career as a motocross rider, and it was ironic he made that comment earlier about the track conditions. Worrell is absolutely loving it out there, Kel.
He is indeed. He's dominating heat number 12, and this is not what the Poole Pirates need. They needed their men out in front. Worrell is the sprinter here. He is keeping the crowd very quiet indeed. The 6-point lead will be retained. Look at Worrell go. He's loving these conditions. He's floating into the corner. He's kicking off that dirt. There's just a lap to go. Kurtz is coming on in second place, but Worrell should just about hang on here, I would suspect.
Yeah, Stevie Worrell riding magnificently, attacking the track, attacking the conditions. He's got no problem at all with this track.
Super ride.
Whitbourne Road. He has just pulled off another magnificent victory. And if Poole needed a 5-1 in that one, which they didn't get, they're definitely going to need one in the next from Andersen and Kilmacorpy, because time is running out big time for the Poole Pirates, and they are in serious danger of slipping to a home defeat. They're 6 down with 3 heats to go.
Wow.
And well done, Steve Worrell. What a ride.
What a ride indeed. Fabulous speedway there from Worrell, who's enjoyed a terrific night, moves on to 12 points this evening. Worrell out in front. Excellent stuff.
Brady Kurtz second with Adam Ellis third and Joe Jacobs at the back. It's a 3-all. Poole 33, Belle Vue 39. 3 races to go.
Time running out for the home team here. Great start from Worrell. Hucks the inside, although Kurtz charges for the dirt. It's just too far to go, and he can't get there. He gets himself into second place, and he does hunt Stevie Worrell down, but Worrell was away, riding confidently on this tricky track tonight. Doesn't seem to have created too many problems for this young man this evening. He really has thrived in the bouncy, the tricky conditions. He has won races for fun this evening. 6 points to go, 6 points up rather, 3 heats to go. Well, the races are coming ever more important for the home team, and Kilmacorpy, guesting for Buskowski tonight, failed to score in his last ride night. He's got to come up with the business now.
Yeah, he has, and the 2 minutes is on, so the riders will be coming out quickly here for heat 13. What a meeting it's been. As going back to heat number 8, Poole had the lead at 25-23. But Belle Vue have dominated with Worrell in heat 9, Steve Worrell, with Matty Zagar in 10, with Scott Nichols in 11, Steve Worrell in 12, 4 successive race winners in heats 9, 10, 11 and 12, and they are on the verge of a famous win here.
They are indeed, and it is a famous win. Not many people win here now, and it is a fortress. You've got to say that, you know, Poole Pirates have had 1 or 2 excuses, but no doubt that the Belle Vue Aces have been the better team so far this evening. It's not all over, and heat 13 is crucial to the outcome of the meeting, certainly for the Poole Pirates.
Yep, here we go with heat 13 then. The gate position, gate number 1 is the preferential gate right now. Can Kilmacorpy make it count? Just imagine if you're a Belle Vue fan and you can see the 5-1 here. How's your fingernails? Kilmacorpy on the inside in blue. Great Cook, gate 2 in yellow and black. Hans Andersen, gate 3 in red, and Matty Zagar off the outside. Must be a great meeting to watch at home, this.
Oh yeah, no question about it. For the neutrals, it will. Certainly the Belle Vue fans will be enjoying it, but they will realise that the Pirates won't throw the towel in, and they've got a decent line-up here, and they are off the inside gates, so that could prove to be an advantage. Zagar has been terrific in his last 2 outings after failing to score. Going from the outside gate, can he make it work? Anderson out of gate 3 has been tough to beat, but he has been beaten. Here we go.
Yeah, massive heat 13. Can the Pirates respond here? It's a great start from Hans Andersen, but the red lights are on. The red lights have come on straight away. Clearly Jim Lawrence saw something there. Unsatisfactory start. All 4 riders back for the restart. The Belle Vue boys and Kilmacorpy, though, are heading back towards the pits here. Let's have a look at it.
Hans Andersen just moving a fraction, I mean only a fraction. Oh.
Wow. Is that not a perfectly good start?
Seems a bit harsh.
Oh, he's just moved there. It's a good decision.
Just moved a fraction before the tapes went up. Often you can get away with that, but not tonight.
The 2 minutes has come on very quickly, and the riders just having... What exactly is happening here with Hans Andersen now on his bike?
They're just adjusting the clutch, Nigel. It's a dry clutch. There are 6 springs, and the mechanic has just wound them in a little bit to put more pressure on the springs to give a bit more bite to the clutch.
Well,
anything else you'd like to know?
No, well, you'd think I'd know after watching Speedway all these years, wouldn't you? But,
you'd like to know who's going to be the winner tonight, that's for sure.
Well,
I wasn't expecting the Belle Vue Aces to be 6 points up with 3 races to go, not at all.
I thought Poole would win by 10 points, 12 points.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
What do we know?
Nothing.
Kilmacorpy off the inside. Great Cook off 2. Hans Andersen, gate 3, and Matty Zagar off the outside in white. I think it's best that we pack it in when it comes to predicting Speedway results.
I can't remember how many times you've retired this year. It's every week, I think. Nonetheless, I'm still. It's been really enjoyable. Zagar on the outside. He's a class act, isn't he? On the rostrum in Warsaw, just a couple of weekends ago. Really encouraging ride for him. The World Championship is awfully tight. Could go any way this year, that's for sure. But heat 13 here at Wimborne Road, it needs to go the way of the Poole Pirates, because if it doesn't, it could be all over.
So, here we go. Heat 13, second time of asking. Not aware of any warning that has been given to the riders.
You'd have to think that Hans Andersen must have had one.
You would have thought so. But anyway, heat 13 it is. Second time of asking. Here we go. Kilmacorpy off the inside has made a beauty. Now Andersen has got to be very strategic here. He's gone high and wide into the dirt, and Kilmacorpy's got to look for him because they've built up a good head of steam here. Andersen is the man in red.
Collision there. That's a... Well, it's disaster. It's disaster for the home team.
Well, let's hope Matty's going to be okay, first of all.
Nasty crash. Awkward crash for Zagar because he was desperately trying to slow the bike down but just couldn't get out of the way. Andersen got it all wrong on the outside after a brilliant first corner. Looking will be excluded for that.
Well, Zagar in quite a bit of discomfort here, but it is all going wrong for the Poole Pirates tonight. So Zagar's going to be up and about. We see it again here.
Yeah, Bjarne Pedersen came down here a few races ago, and this happens later on. He's bouncing around, far too much grip, pulls a massive locker, and Zagar literally just running into the back of him and falling awkwardly.
Don't like how he landed on his wrist there, Kelf.
No, very awkward indeed, and that could be significant for Zagar. Look at this now, Andersen in the dirt, bike's just pulled him very wide. He pulls a massive locker, doesn't go down, but Zagar, look, nowhere to go. Just can't avoid him, and then literally he falls awkwardly, and I think the initial fall, he's got his arm out, and as you rightly said, Nige, I fancy he might have damaged his wrist as he goes down. Too much grip there, he's bouncing around, too much grip, pulls a big locker. He does well to stay on in actual fact, but he knows he's in trouble, can't get out of the way. There we see now Zagar over the handlebars, and there, that's the problem as he goes down. Just keep our fingers crossed he hasn't broken anything.
Yeah. Let's hope he's going to be okay. Sat up, but it was very concerning how he's holding his wrist there as well.
Also, he may have got winded as he went over the handlebars as well. You can catch the handlebars on the way over. Yeah, an awkward fall.
Yeah, Mark Lemon's there. So, confirmation that Hans Andersen is excluded. So once again, Poole have only one rider in this race.
And the very best they can be at the end of this race is six points down. 6 down and 2 races to go. So it really is pressure cooker time for the home side. Frustration for Andersen. Done all the hard work. Got round the first corner. They had the 5-1 on. Kilmacorpy was with him. And then the bottom corner just caught him out.
Looks like he's getting up, which is great to see, Matty Zagar. Wonderful news. Hopefully it'll be okay for the week start as well. It is, yeah. Well, we'd never like to see a rider hurt anyway,
Absolutely not.
They're hurt anyway,
Absolutely not. Absolutely
so
not.
That's good to see. Matty Zagar getting a sporting round of applause from the Poole fans as well. Well, this is the Poole side that pre-season were tipped by the experts. The pre-season survey done by the Speedway Star magazine, tipping Poole in the Elite League quite comfortably this season. Some people saying they could go through all 28 meetings in the league unbeaten.
Well, that hasn't happened, and in truth, it was always going to be a very tall order to do that. But they've had 1 or 2 issues. They've had some, Davey Watt was out of form, and he's been replaced by Bjarne Pedersen. And then Carl Newman has been injured as well. And 1 or 2 exclusions and inconsistencies. The Belle Vue Aces have been taking advantage.
Sophie's down in the pits. What have you got for us, Soph?
I am. I'm with Neil at the moment. Well, Neil, you knew it was going to be a tough night this evening, but I think it has seemed to, the track especially, taken the team by surprise tonight. And
Matty's up on his feet there because it was a bit of an awkward looking crash, and yeah, just hands went in a bit hot, got out in the dirt, just couldn't turn and lost and came down. So yeah, I knew it was going to be tough. They're a great team, and they're certainly proving it.
Do you think they focused too much on the track tonight once it threw them rather than just going out there and doing the race?
No, I mean we've spoken about it, and but I said to the boys, whatever you think, we've got to get out there and race it. It is the same for both teams, and we certainly have, and our heads haven't dropped as far as concerned. But Belle Vue have just adapted to it better than we have.
All right, well, you could still win it. So
we can still win. I'm just looking forward to getting back to my church alarms. We can still win. I'm just looking forward to getting back to my church alarms and get some Thai tapas tonight just to finish the night off.
We just want to get your nerves going right to the very end, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's not over till it's over.
All right, thanks very much, Neil.
Well, the way it's shaping up is that even if Poole find themselves 6 down with 2 to go, they're going to need 2 5-1s to win the meeting, which would be some achievement. But still, if you're a Belle Vue fan, you're still on the edge of your seat. You're still on the edge of your seat, just a little bit anxious, aren't you?
It's not
Can it really happen?
Exactly, yeah. Can they really believe that they will win this meeting? And it will be one hell of a meeting for the Pirates to turn around, because at the moment they are very much up against it. Quite clearly, you can see the disappointment on Hans Andersen's face there.
Right, 3 heats to decide this meeting. Heat number 13 is coming up when we come back in a few moments' time.
is sunshine shining down. You fill my heart with the joy. You are everything now that I've held you.
Sign up to Paddy Power Casino and get £10 completely free.
You're welcome.
Citizens of Lottoland, the day you've all worked so you can bet on the biggest and best lotteries. Every day there'll be a different game for your pleasure. With our new and exclusive Cash for Life jackpot, you can win £1,000 a day for life. Now we're all assembled, let the big games begin! Get £1 grand in the hand every day with Cash for Life. Bet now at lottoland.co.uk and get your first go free.
Sky Box Sets presents Sky Atlantic's Billions. Watch every episode of the brand new hit US drama.
You know what? I'm ready.
Before anyone else.
Excellent work. When did it become a crime to succeed in this country?
He's an icon of the wealth of our age, and he is a fraud.
Every episode of Billions, available now exclusively on Sky Box Sets.
The only way to prepare for a summer tour is to battle one of your oldest enemies. England versus Wales, Sunday from 2:30 on Sky Sports.
Well, what a night we've had here, and we've still got 3 races to go to decide this meeting. Belle Vue have really turned on the style. Hans Andersen, though, heat number 13, losing control of the bike. Matti Zegar clattered into the back of him, couldn't do anything about it. Not take his place in the restart of heat 13. He is excluded from the referee, Jim Lawrence. 12 heats completed here. Shock results, shock scoreline in many people's eyes. Poole 33, Belle Vue 39. Yeah, good night at Speedway here, and most people expected Poole to win this meeting. They still can. But just to reiterate, if you've just joined us to win this meeting, they still can. But just to reiterate, if you've just joined us, they only have one rider going out in the next race, heat 13. Even if that one rider wins the race, the best Poole can hope for is to be 6 down with 2 to go. They would then need 2 5-1s to win this meeting. So they're really up against it. Belle Vue can almost touch the victory now.
Yeah, it must be, well, it's going to be a tall order, I think, for the home team. You know, Kilmacorpy's been a bit up and down. You know, he's won a race in fine style, and he was actually really amongst it there. He'd made a really good start. Jonas Kilmacorpy, who's riding for the Wolverhampton Wolves this year, is riding well. And it's a pretty cool character. And Neil Middleditch will be hoping that his man he's pulled in for this evening's events can come up with a really inspiring ride now, because he is the key for them to be able to go on and have a victory here this evening.
Jonas Kilmacorpy, who's actually based in Andorra these days, and certainly enjoys his winters there on the ski slopes.
He certainly does. He has a really cool lifestyle. I've had a long chat with him about it on several occasions.
Well, you're moving as well?
I'm thinking about it.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's...
In the nicest possible way.
Happy to see the back of me, Nige, yeah? Okay, thanks, mate. Skiing, you can ride motocross bikes, you can do all sorts of things. Quite a lot of other motorsport people live down there as well. But Kilmacorpy...
Freddie Lindgren lives there
Freddie's
as well,
down there, road racing boys are down there as well. But
sure.
Kilmacorpy failed to score in heat 10. He needs to see a big number 3 against heat 13 at the end of this, if the Poole Pirates are going to have a chance with 2 races remaining.
But even then, you've got Scott Nicholcook, yellow and black, 1 or 2 last-minute adjustments to his bike. 3 riders only then for heat number 13.
Exactly the same as Hans Andersen was doing, just adjusting the clutch. Quite often the clutch just gets a little bit warmer, and you just want a bit more pressure on the springs. Just what a race this is in prospect for the man on the inside, Kilmacorpy, representing the Poole Pirates this evening. Can he do the business?
Heat 13, Kilmacorpy off the inside in blue. Then it's Craig Cook off gate 2 in yellow and black. No Hans Andersen off 3, he's excluded. Matti Zegar back in the lineup, back in white. A big race here, a race advantage for the Belle Vue Aces. If they sneak a 5-1 here, they'll win the match in this very race.
Right, well, there's the carrot, there's the incentive. The meeting could be
in the match in this very race.
Right, well, there's the carrot, there's the incentive. The meeting could be done and dusted here. It's a fantastic an opportunity. That is very tight indeed. Could be some handlebars and elbow clashing going to the first corner here between Cook and Kilmacorpy. Here we go.
Oh, Kilmacorpy has got an absolute beautiful start there. The inside gate now, he's got wire. Will that allow Zagar through? Kilmacorpy has the lead. The meeting is still alive as it stands right now. Can Kilmacorpy hold on? Here comes Zagar around the outside. Kilmacorpy closes the door, and he needs to win this to keep the meeting alive for Poole. And Zagar is coming on strong again.
Zagar tried the inside. He tried the outside initially. That didn't work because Kilmacorpy shut the door. Here comes Zagar. What a ride! Brilliant stuff from Zagar. He worked it beautifully. Second time around. Got the better of Kilmacorpy, who made him work hard. This is a brilliant ride from him, an inspiring ride from him for the Aces.
And this result, if it stays like this, would mean that the Poole Pirates, as long as all 4 riders complete the next 2 races, cannot win this match. Belle Vue are assured of at least a draw here, worst case scenario, because they're going to get a 4-2 in heat 13. Matty Zagar is the man for Belle Vue with a stunning pass on Eunice Kilmacorpy. Craig Cook third, another race advantage, 5 straight race wins for Belle Vue, and they're 8 up 2 to go, so even with 2 Poole 5-1s, the meeting would be a draw.
What a ride from Zagar there, because Kilmacorpy did the business initially and slammed the door shut on a couple of occasions, but Zagar worked it out, and that was a sweet move up the inside.
Yeah, Zagar the winner, super ride with Eunice Kilmacorpy second and Craig Cook third. Hans Anderson excluded. It's a 4-2 to Belle Vue lead. They lead 43-35. And after Zagar's last place in the opener, he has
on the inside. I thought for a moment the red light may have come, and I thought for a moment also he went square there, but it kind of did him a favour. He hits the front, down the back straight they go, but Zagar really is wound up, very keen to get the better of the opposition. Once again from the tapes, Kilmacorpy. But Zagar, he's a real class act, you know.
He is.
He really is. Look at this move. Switches back to the inside. That's the first time he tries it. Doesn't quite work. Doesn't panic. Doesn't panic at all in actual fact. But Kilmacorpy out in front, but the second time, look at that. That's his 3rd win on the night. Kilmacorpy has no answer to that at all. Makes him work hard for it. Cook in 3rd place, a very useful 4-2. Time running out for the Pirates.
Well, I think tonight is the night when we can officially...
Time running out for the Pirates.
Well, I think tonight is the night when we can officially declare Speedway's Elite League wide open.
Yeah.
What is going to happen next? The Poole Pirates were everybody's favourites. The bookies, it was a no contest really with the bookmakers' odds at the start of the season. It was all Poole, Poole, Poole. But now Belle Vue have laid a marker down tonight, and what a story it would be if Belle Vue won the league in their first season at a new stadium.
Yeah, it would
Unbelievable.
It would be fabulous, and particularly after the difficult start, it would be a wonderful end, but there's an awful long way to go yet.
Certainly is. I'm not getting ahead of myself, because the likes of Swindon, Lakeside, all these guys would...
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, Wolverhampton have made a fantastic season. Good. Yeah, they do look very good with strength in every department. Now, Belle Vue know they're on the verge of something special. Yeah, home side need 2 1s to draw the meeting. Newman and Worrell for Belle Vue. The deal here. And not only can they seal the deal, can they go on and win by 4 Elite League points rather than 3?
You were talking about not getting their
Yes, okay.
But they could.
Yeah.
On the evidence, riding brilliantly. Richie Worrell back in 3rd place. But the Aces have been the better team, and they deserve the victory on the night.
Well, many came here, including myself, expecting Poole to win by 10.
Yeah.
But with 1 to go, it's Belle Vue who will lead by 10. And the world-famous Aces from Manchester with a new stadium. And now they're on the verge of a famous away victory with 1 race to spare. It's Scotty Nichols in vintage form takes the checkered flag, and the Poole Pirates are beaten at home by the Belle Vue Aces, and the Aces will remember this night for a long, long time to come. It's still early in the Elite League season, and anything can happen, but what a night for the Belle Vue Aces.
Yeah, I concur. It's been a terrific effort from them. It's a surprise. I was expecting the home. It's been a terrific effort from them. It's a surprise. I was expecting the home team to win by a similar margin to you, in fact, Nigel. But it has been the complete reverse. The Belle Vue Aces have been outstanding.
And what a ride from Scott Nicholls. That's 10 points out of a possible 12 for Scott. Brilliant performance from him. Chris Holder second, Richie Worrell was third, and Kyle Newman at the back. 2 points for Kyle in the main body of the team tonight. That's been tough. But Belle Vue lead by 10 with 1 to go.
And this is one of the reasons why, because Scott Nicholls has been good. Holder there, just can't resist the move around the outside from Nicholls. Carl Newman all over the place at the back, and his race is done immediately. Richie Worrell slips into third place. Nicholls again from the outside. Holder there on the inside, just can't resist that move. Dirt on the outside, Scott loves that. Uses the dirt brilliantly and fires himself to the front. Strong ride out in front. He knew the significance of that. As it comes to the race comes to its conclusion, he pulls the wheelie and there's a mini celebration.
Well,
super speedway throughout.
What a night. You know, you'd think that nothing will surprise you in speedway these days, but not just the fact that Belle Vue have won here tonight, but with 1 race to go, they're 10 points up. It's astonishing, and they're certainly laying a marker down here to the rest of the Elite League. Now also, Kelvin, the other issue, and when you've already lost a home meeting, all points like this are a real bonus for Belle Vue. If they can avoid a Poole 5-1 here, they'll get 4 league points rather than 3.
And that is vital. You know, 4 points on the road will really give you a push up the table. It's not the first time that Belle Vue will be doing it this season if they manage to pull it off here this evening. And as I say, with all the lack of home meetings, it's a lot of credit to the Belle Vue Aces to come away to the champions and pick up a victory.
Let's get some reaction from Poole manager Neil Middleditch with Sophie.
Thanks very much. Neil, it's not very often we see Poole beaten at home.
No, I know. Belle Vue as well. No, great result for Belle Vue. I mean, they've taught us a lesson tonight, haven't they, really? You know, we've got to adapt to our track better and say no complaints from me at all.
Well, I think the one thing everybody knows is that that's one thing Poole is very good at doing, adapting to a situation.
Yeah, I know. So we just got to sort of put this behind us now and move on. It's still a long season. Playoffs is the place we need to be, and you know we've done that year after year, and we just got to. That's our aim this year.
So who are you going to put into the last heat?
It's going to be Hans Andersen and Bjarne Pedersen.
All right, thanks very much, Neil.
Thank you,
So no Chris Holder in heat number 15, the 2012 World Champion and World Championship leader.
Yeah, and Chris has, although he has been a little bit up and down, and he hated the track, and quite clearly he hasn't been quite at his best. Bjarne Pedersen has been very enthusiastic. Both, in actual fact, the boys coming out in heat 15 for the Poole Pirates have been off in their last ride, so they'll be hoping to be a lot better in this last race.
Well, the Belle Vue team manager Mark Lemon is with Chris Louis.
A very happy Mark Lemon. Mark, you've got to be happy. 10 points up, 1 race to go, but you've got a job to finish off here.
Yeah, exactly. We want to get the 4 majors in the bag. So obviously it's vital that the boys don't concede a 5-1 here. Obviously the outside gates have been helping us, so bruised and banged up after that crash. And Max is, he's had a great night, but he's a bit shook up because obviously what happened in Poland yesterday with Christian Rempola, and we wish Christian all the best, and we're all thinking of him from Belle Vue and I guess British Speedway. But we're thinking of you, bud. Stay strong.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll concur with that. And it's quite nice to be in that position, though, the luxury of going pretty much down the team, seeing who wants it the most.
Yeah, exactly. I had a real tough decision in the heat 14. Like Steve's been going really well, and Steve, his brother Richie, on the scorecard didn't look so promising, but he had a really good third race, so it would have been hard or harsh for me to withdraw him, and put Steve in. But now Steve's got an extra opportunity to earn some money and hopefully do a good job for the Aces.
Thanks, Mark. Good luck with heat 15.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, Mark Lemon, who's worked hard as team manager and a very...
Mark, good luck with heat 15.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, Mark Lemon, who's worked hard as team manager and a very inspired choice as team manager for Belle Vue as well, taking them into the new stadium, and quite clearly the team spirit there at Belle Vue as well. Everybody's just mucking in and getting stuck in together, almost like the problems they had with the delay to their new stadium has almost galvanised them, Kelv.
Yeah, you could say that, but I do think it also started a bit last year as well. They've been in the doldrums, in truth, the Belle Vue Aces for some period, where moving to a new home, making the playoff finals, pushing the Pirates so hard and just missing out. So good times right now for the Aces, and it's like a sleeping giant to me, that team. But terrific history, some wonderful riders that have ridden for them, and now they've got a new stadium they can be really proud of, and the future on the whole, I would think, is looking pretty bright for the Aces.
Yeah, looking forward to a visit to the National Speedway Stadium. Don't forget the British final is there on Monday, June the 13th. Our card, the British Grand Prix at the Principality Stadium. There's no Ty Woofenden in the way, remember, to challenge for the title at Belle Vue on June the 13th. So the door is open for someone to claim the crown, and at the same time, anybody bar Chris Harris, who's already in the GP, can get to Cardiff.
Exactly, and I do think that with no Ty Woofenden in the meeting is wide open.
Well, the way Scott's riding tonight.
Well, yeah, well, Scott is riding very well tonight, but I also think you've got to mention a rider like Simon Stead. Well, Scott is riding very well tonight, but I also think you've got to mention a rider like Simon Stead. Simon Stead rides for Sheffield. It's a big fast track. The new Belle Vue track is a big fast track. Will suit somebody like him.
Yeah, Craig Cook went agonisingly close last year as well.
Yeah,
it was won by Woofenden. Hans Anderson off the inside, Steve Worrell gate 2. Bjarne Pedersen goes off gate 3 in blue, and Scotty Nichols, all 4 points available to them for an away win by more than 6.
I'll tell you what, you've got long odds on that before the meeting. Long odds indeed. And it will be a remarkable achievement for them this evening if they manage to pull that off. It's perfectly possible. They've been the form team. Neil Middleditch, no complaints about the way things have turned out tonight. Stadium's quiet. Doesn't happen very often here. Pedersen and Anderson in heat 15 try and deny the aces of all the points here this evening.
Yes, it's a real test now of character as well for Poole, because the fans aren't used to losing at home. They're really keen to back the real test now of character as well for Poole, because the fans aren't used to losing at home. They're really keen to back their side all the way to the playoffs. I'm sure they'll be in playoff contention, the Pirates, for sure. But will they be champions again? Long, long way to go. It's been a memorable night for those boys. Yep. The Belle Vue Aces, they'll remember this for a long time. Heat number 15, it is there. Jim Lawrence with his finger on the button. Green light is on. It looks good for Poole here for a 5-1. Now diving through the inside here is a man in yellow and black, Scott Nichols, but he can't quite get there. Nichols could do with passing them for an extra league point, just to be greedy, I suppose. But they're on a 5-1 here, Poole, and here comes Nichols! Lovely move up the inside. He is made of stern stuff tonight, and now he's going to try and get Anderson. No room!
Whoa, run out of room, that's exactly right. Super move on Bjarne Pedersen to get himself into second place. Anderson out in front, but he's being hunted down by Nichols. Anderson now just stretching a little bit, but look out for Nichols again, coming on strong. But the 4 points at the moment are in the bag.
Well, Scott Nichols is after Anderson here. He wants to win the race, but all he's got to do is sit where he is. Second place would do. He's gone wide in that bottom turn. Second place is his. All 4 points to Belle Vue. It's a win for Hans Anderson. Second place, Scott Nichols. Third place there went to Bjarne Pedersen. But Scott Nichols in second spot has done enough to give all 4 league points available for Belle Vue on a memorable night for the Aces.
Brilliant stuff from the Aces this evening. Hans Anderson finishes with a victory, but it's slim consolation in the end because the Aces have done the business. Hans Anderson finishes with a victory, but it's slim consolation in the end because the Aces have done the business. 4-2 to the Pirates in heat 15, but the second place by that man means they pick up all 4 league points away at the champions. That's an outstanding performance from the Belle Vue Aces this evening.
Full credit to them. Anderson, the race winner. Scott Nichols was second. Bjarne Pedersen third. Steve Worrell at the back. It's a 4-2 to Poole. But the final score here at Wimborne Road: Poole Pirates 41, Belle Vue Aces 49. 15 behind Lakeside, Swindon and Wolverhampton, who we see next Monday. So what's lined up on Sky Sports Speedway-wise? We're on Sky Sports 1 next Monday for Wolverhampton, the table toppers against Kings Lynn, 7:30 on 1. Wednesday, June the 1st in the Elite League, Lakeside and Wolves. That should be an absolute belter. 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And the British finals on Sky Sports 3 at Belle Vue, Monday, June the 13th. Kelvin, has to be said, after the Coventry meeting a couple of weeks ago, this one tonight, we're having a great season on Sky.
We are indeed. It's been a difficult time with the weather earlier on, but the last couple of meetings have been outstanding. And a surprise, but a pleasant surprise for the neutrals here this evening. It's been a terrific night of Speedway.
Yep, well, pre-season, all the experts tipped Poole Pirates to go through the card, go unbeaten at Wimborne Road at least. They haven't done that. They've been beaten on home shale here. Maybe a wake-up call for the reigning Elite League champions, but for the Belle Vue Aces, a memorable night on the road here.